The stream is live. My God, look at that.
We're back.
We're here.
Wow.
Oh, hi everyone. I didn't see you there.
Hello, hello. Welcome back. This is part 2 of our fantastic actual play, our big summer actual play for this summer, 2026, when nothing else is happening, no major world events that are covered incessantly on the news that might be competing for your viewing attention. if you're
Nothing
watching.
whatsoever.
We are here to celebrate the Sometimes Kingdom RPG's launch with a bunch of cool professional actors who do AP who are really funny and smart. So thank you all, first of all, for your time, if you're watching this, or especially if you're playing it right now. So before we reintroduce everybody, I'll just say this is for the Sometimes Kingdom. It's a new tabletop role-playing game from Stillfleet Studio by Ethan Gould, who's over there. He's the GM, and other folks. And it is a high fantasy, sort of portal fantasy alternate version of Earth that's mythic, and it's not like D&D, but it has magic, and everyone has magic. It's great. It's a fun game. You decide. You be the judge. We're about to play it. So with that, Ethan, maybe you can introduce yourself. Actually, why don't we all introduce ourselves? So we'll just kind of popcorn go around, and I'll start. I'm Wythe. I'll be playing a talking animal, a giant hare assassin. But Ethan, do you want to sort of take it from here?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Ethan Gould. I often go by Ethan Gouldini, wherever fine internets are sold. I'm the co-creator of the Sometimes Kingdom RPG and the creator of the Sometimes Kingdom, the exciting 20th century fantasy world using the grid system with Stillfleet Studio. My goodness, it's right here. It's the very first print product. It's glorious. It's in color. It's corporeal. I can't understand it. It's fantastic. How did this thing get through this portal? I don't know. It's affordable and it's available for purchase on stillfleet.com. Yeah, it is a post-medieval world. Actually, I guess it would be called a post-medieval world because at the moment it is the very late 1970s-ish, as best as people are able to tell. The fantasy realm of Season's Keep is composed of the fourish isles. Springside, Summerside, Interheart, and Copia, where, as you can guess, it is always winter, spring, summer, and twee. In this world, the secret other world is Earth, and they are increasingly aware of it and its technological advances at this moment in time. As more and more portals daily seem to open up to Earth, some of its ideas, both good and terrible, are circulating around. Currently, the characters of this two-parter are in the island of Springside, which is a constellation of free cities in a large island, which, as you can imagine, is always spring. The ramifications of what that mean and what it means to be a fantasy world in what people are calling the 20th century is a constant topic of discussion among its people. This particular adventuring party is made up of several interesting characters who are played by, and I guess let's go around the room to introduce ourselves.
Okay, I guess I'll start
Start.
Hi, I'm Nihara Nichelle, and I am playing Chrysanthemum Snamp, also known as Sant. I am a skeleton, but I'm also a body healer. Kind of contradictory since I have no body, but I'm just here, and I really love what I do.
It's good to like your vocation. As a member of a large sprawling nonprofit, overwhelmed by all of the crises in this fantasy realm, all of the characters are a member of an organization called the Questing Network. So the once storied profession of adventuring has now become essentially lowly paid gig work. And it's a good thing you love what you do, because the quests themselves do not remunerate very well. Speaking of not remunerating well, let's talk to Karai. Karai, and played by...
Hello, my name is... Sorry, that was a shot at academics surviving on a thread of a button.
We're all survivors of it.
You know what? Godspeed to the academics. Hello, my name is Apollo. You can find me on the internet at Tolerant Apollo. I do voice acting, I do TTRPGs, and tonight I will be... returning to the character of Karai Scratch, the demon adjunct books major, this nerd in a world of nerds that is more jacket patches than actual jacket. A stressed academic that does not like being in the forest. Also,
That
Miku
particular
is
nugget
Spanish
will,
now.
yeah, that nugget is definitely going to become relevant in short order. I should mention that as an adjunct and a books major in this world of high magic, where everybody is able to cast word spells using the seasonal schools of magic, a very fun play mechanic, which you can find here in the Sometimes Kingdom RPG, Zine 1 Monsoon. As a books major adjunct, you are essentially a double wizard in a world full of wizards,
Double
which
wizard.
has full of great mysterious power, and also means your head is full of arcane knowledge and probably also stress.
I got
Yeah,
double the hats, double the pointy hats. It's great.
yeah, yeah. I cast win it game. That's what you got.
Your hat's got hats.
Yeah.
I like
White,
one of
why
those
don't you introduce
princess
yourself?
hats.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm thinking like the double hats.
Double hats. It's a hat on a hat.
Yes.
That's 4 hats.
Almost like that would be a good phrase. Rachel, do you want to introduce yourself? I don't know, Ethan. Is Rachel's character a surprise? So should we only introduce Rachel the person and not the
Let's
character?
introduce
yet?
Rachel the person. In a few minutes, we're going to introduce the surprise of Rachel's PC when it arises.
Yeah, I was gonna say you will get to know my character at a dramatically appropriate moment. But my name is Rachel Kordell. I am missing about 40% of my voice today, but I have 100% of fun that I'm bringing to the table here today. You can find me across the internet at Rachel Kordell. That's Kordell with a K and 2 L's. You can find me on Twitch as Majora's Rose here, where I stream from time to time. I'm currently taking the month off. Next month I'll be back. But yeah, at Rachel Kordell across the world is where you'll find most of what I'm doing in my life. Earth.
Earth.
Earth. 100% fun.
Yeah, and we don't know where you are on Seasons Keep. So we're talking Earth, Rachel, right now. We'll meet Seasons Keep, Rachel, in game.
Yeah.
And yeah, as said, I'll be playing the talking rabbit assassin. So with that, Ethan, I think we can kick things off.
Fantastic. So we're going to do a real quick recap previously on Seasons Keep. Let's see here. On to the recap and the plot as it thickens. As the last adventurer standing after a near total party knockout, this particular group of misfits and interesting characters on a quest were finding themselves sort of standing around awkwardly in a forest after a large monstrosity had clobbered most of the knights that they had been working with. Suddenly, a woman in a black car pulled up out of nowhere and offered stacks of silver to chase after the monstrosity what done it, which turned out to be a massive house on chicken legs, the Baba Yaga. Castor the hare, Sant the skeleton, and Karai the demon harrowed this fancy little ambulatory dungeon in magical and exciting dramatic fashion, and discovered that it was still inhabited. Calming the pilot of it, a very old gentleman named Sedan, who Karai, being a books major, recognized as a serious name in magery, helping to complete the stables of seasonal magic. The Yagan, this ambulatory witch's hut on 2 giant chicken legs, running through the dark forests of Boss in Springside, was tied to Sedan's state of mind, and after figuring this out, they calmed him through various means, and stopped the ever-growing witch's hut on chicken legs from marauding through the open fields of Turney to the east, or, in fact, being skewered by the legion of knights waiting for it in the clearing. Everything got smoothed over. A fantasy Rodney Dangerfield movie bonfire started up, but the good times, drinking sour sodas and eating roast mushrooms, were cut short by city reps from the city of Brocadia, the witch-stitched city to the west, who showed up with fancy and intimidating equestrian guards. They wanted to take in Sedan. It was super suspect, and as the driver woman, who, as it turns out, was related to Sedan, his great-great-granddaughter, made a massive magical distraction and started beating up the rep, just really beating the shit out of him. The party stole away into the deep woods with Sedan, the Knights of Turney raising their gauntlets in solidarity as they fled from the city guards with the old man. To precap what is now happening, it's been a few days since this occurrence. They are still in the woods of Boss. Not very much light gets through this section of the great forests of Brucey here in Springside, the spring island of Seasons Keep. It's been a few days, and they're starting to maybe hear. I think the constant yammering of thousands of animals of all species. One tier up from that, the great beasts of the forest, animals that have learned to utilize magic to their own ends, and beyond that, the fell monstrosities, the invasive species which haunt and constantly harass adventurers on their dutiful rounds. I think at this point in time, probably rations might be running a little thin. The party has had time to restore pool by having several long rests. But imaginably, this dark forest with its lack of light and its constant strange sounds, and also the threat of being discovered by the city guard and brought in, which is why they are still probably hiding with Sedan, is ever present. So I think let's move on. Just to really sort of what is everybody thinking right now? How have the past few days been? On events, on your psyche, where are your characters at right now?
I come a little. I'm kind of like itching to like heal something, so I'm purposely just breaking branches, just trying to see and try to put them back together. I'm like, ooh, snap! I think I've run into some herbs that weren't naturally for substance. I think I may have gotten a little too buzzy on some of the herbs I found just foraging around.
Yeah, as a skeleton, does being in the dark bother you, or is it more just not having something to occupy your time?
It's more so not having anything to occupy my time.
Yeah,
I
okay.
really like to heal if I haven't stressed that enough. If I have nothing to
Really,
heal, I will
really.
find things to heal. I really like to heal.
Yeah. What has Castor the Hare been up to, and how's he at this moment in time?
He's just pretending he's not gone completely back to nature. So even though he's clearly like his clothes are torn, he looks a lot less like if Ghost Rider were a talking rabbit the size of a teenager, and instead just looks like a talking rabbit, talking hare, I should say. And he is spending a lot of time pointing out things that are edible in the forest, but maybe edible if you are an obligate herbivore with huge teeth. So he's just sort of gnawing on things with his mouth half full, talking kind of to himself. Doing like a docent through the museum thing, but the docent is really into like their dissertation, and it's just sort of telling you things 7 levels deep about Caravaggio that you're not going to remember like 2 seconds later. So kind of in full forest mode, yeah.
And how is Karai doing in this dark wodes?
I think at the current moment, Karai is a hair away from straight up losing it. Um, I think Karai was fine because Karai always has they always have like a little a mini sewing kit. So the first time that your academic jacket gets snagged on some branches, that's fine. You just sew it up. The second time, it's fine. You sew it up. The third time, it's fine. You sew it up. The 15th time, you've run out of thread, and now you're on your own. So Karai's kind of having a bad time.
It's starting to get a little dire in the woods. Yeah. You are on this particular day, presumably whoever's keeping time at this point, it's getting harder and harder to sort of tell the difference in this section of the woods. What's probably literally tantalizing is that a little bit to the west of this area are the great common orchards of the city of Brocadia, where residents of the county can go harvest fruit from the ground, or when there's an approved season, just go take it from trees for freeze. However, it is a very well stewarded, populated, and crowded area. So being able to go there and get what you want has probably got a high risk of being seen. There also seems to be murmuring around. You probably can't tell at this point if it's just you going a little bit a little bit zoogy in this particular situation with the stress of being pursued by the city and hiding out in this dark woods, or if it's actually happening. But maybe one of you has sworn you can hear snatches of some conversation or another over the past day or so. It seems to be the murmurations are starting to feel a little too cogent in one part of the woods. So that's, I think, where we are entering in to full play.
I think I just will gather around Castor and Santh. I know that I know that I've been saying this a lot for the last day, but did you hear that? You heard that, right? We all heard that, right?
I thought that was you.
No, that wasn't me. The crying was me. I'm down to my last spool.
Okay.
I just thought... I definitely claim to have heard it, but I might be talking about any number of bugs and or birds and or I'm like squirrel. I'm just like pointing at forest shit. So
everything here is horrible. We have to get out. What is our plan? There's a giant house that we need to get.
There's a house we need to get. I wonder if the house needs to be fixed up.
Yeah, at that moment, sort of coming out of the out of the bushes, sort of pulling his pants up, buttoning them back up, and whistling is Sidan in his beautiful fuchsia gray coat. His hair is now less unkempt than before. He seems to have been restored to full and vigor, and has a little bit more of his faculties than the first time that you met him. And he says, well, we are, and he says, we, is this actually we? He says, we're going to have to make a move sooner or later. I don't know what they're going to be doing with it. I assume my great granddaughter, the witch, was able to make an escape. She's quite good at such things. But probably sooner rather than later. It's getting a little dull here in the woods. Getting a little flustered. Sort of trails off awkwardly. In his hands is a small little gugo. Even while he's talking, he can't help making little weird gizmos out of wood or parts that just seem to all be in pockets that you can't see. He's just always twiddling and fiddling with something, and the racket even from that is starting to become annoying as well.
Well, look, I'm sure we can find a way out of this. We just need to find the direction, right? We're just looking for a certain direction, and at this point, we're confident in our abilities, right, guys? We can be quiet if we need to be quiet, but we're in the middle of nowhere. Let's just go back towards civilization. Is that what everyone wants? Are we taking a vote? I vote no, but what does everyone else vote?
Why are you voting no? Do you like this?
Very, very much. And I just have a random plant. I have an entire beet in one cheek.
Yeah.
How do you know that's not poisonous?
Ooh, if it is poisonous, let me know, will you?
Can I roll to see if it's poisonous?
100%.
By making will check?
Why did
I got a 2.
Yeah,
it's definitely poisonous.
It's poisonous. It's not great, for rabbits.
The not great beet. Yeah,
it's starting to itch. It looked really great. You're starting to wonder if maybe it was slightly magic and was making you think that this was an amazingly beautiful beet, and you're holding something that's a bit wizened and unkempt and probably gross and clearly toxic.
Okay, I'm a hard maybe. How are you voting is the question.
I'm an aggressive get out.
Okay, Sant, we have a 1-1.
For posterity's sake, I'm going to take a portion of this beet, put it in my little pocket here, just to test it for later. Do you need anything? Is your stomach upset before we leave? But I do want to leave, but first I want to make sure you're okay.
I think I'm fine. I'm more focused right now on democracy than I am on
all right. Next time. Next time then. But yeah, I'll just take the little piece of that beet, put it in my little pouch for later.
Little chewed, but there you go.
Yeah, perfect.
May I have your vote, Sant?
Oh yes, I by all means am ready to leave. I am ready to leave.
Great.
my next step would get you all sick just so I would have something to do. So yes, by all means, yes, let's leave.
Dark. Yeah, Sidan taps two wise and hands together and says, "Ah, excellent. That's wonderful news. By the way, did you hear a couple of people talking, or was that am I just slowly losing it as I evacuate my bowels in what is probably poison ivy or some such?"
I thought that wasn't you either. Uh-oh. Yeah, we should probably go, guys.
Yeah, we thought you were bowel talking, but if it was a spook, then Ethan, do you want us to roll to see if we did actually hear anything?
Yeah. Roll for reason to see if you can, the sort of voices that are rattling around your head in this just darkness, sensory deprivation, and overwhelm.
Okay, 11 reason.
I got a 9.
You got a 5, but
yeah. So it sounds like most of this party. I think that that 9 and that 11. You not only know those are some voices. Those are some cogent, sapient voices, and there are 2 of them. And they seem to be cross with one another, and they seem to be coming from the vaguely westerly direction, in the direction of the city of Brocadia.
All right, everybody, huddle up. They seem upset. We need to not be in their field of vision because we don't know if they're looking for us. If we could find a guide, that would be incredible. If we could find help, that would be awesome. If not, we need to get out of here.
I agree, 1,000%. I have an idea. It's a bad idea, but it's like if there's no other ideas, my idea, which is bad, could possibly work.
I have an idea, but I'd like to hear your bad idea first.
Okay. Considering that I'm a skeleton, I could play dead while you guys hide, and if they come, they investigate me, and you go, ha, and do whatever you do.
I love that.
Okay.
So you're gonna
I mean, I don't, but yes, if it works to fool them.
Yeah.
And yes.
So to clarify, Sant, the skeleton, is going to fling herself onto the ground and pretend to be a desiccated body. At which they will come investigate the body. Yeah, okay, that is a plan of some kind.
I love when the DM says that's a plan.
It is a plan. I can't dispute. Like it is a course of action that one can take.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, this is great. I was gonna go to the threat. Let's bring the threat to us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you guys can jump them or hide. I mean.
Yeah. So Sant the skeleton. Do you spend a little time positioning yourself in an ideal, being an expert on death
just
as
like,
you are?
Yeah.
Just looking like the recently deceased or like the ancient like.
Well, I'm a skeleton, so I look like I've been there a while.
Been there a while. Oh, with a tantalizing pack, with tantalizing, yes, just ready for the picking. I got it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So and Karai and Castor, the hair. Do you both at this point? I think vanish, hide. Castor being a needle is probably quite good at it.
Yeah. Do you need me to do something mechanical, or can I say I just find cover in the woods?
I think you can say that you just find cover, and I'm going to give you advantage on that cover.
Oh yeah, Karai will take a deep breath, look at the already torn jacket, and say, "The sooner I get out of here, the sooner I get to fix you up." And I'm just gonna meld into a bush.
Just 2 little horns going behind it. Yeah. Karai the demon books major and Castor the hair needle assassin expertly hide themselves while Sant the skeleton flung herself onto the ground in the perfect configuration to look like a long picked over skeleton with a tantalizing pack full of goods. I think 1 hour passes, and then a second, and then on the 3rd hour, the brush near you starts to move, and out of it you hear a voice saying, I feel as if I heard something over here, picking away, eating a thing. What do you think it is? And you hear sort of a disaffected grunt from the other one, and then a couple of kicks, and then you hear two voices suddenly say, "Quiet! Trunks. God, why did we even bring you, Trunks?" Out of the clearing steps gingerly into the looming dim light of this section of the forest of Boss, a really handsome looking ornamental table with four legs starts walking out of the brush. It seems a little bit, despite its handsome lacquer and fine filigree worse for the wear, and it turns and it looks around and says like, "I think it was animals." Looks over at Sant, the skeleton on the ground, and says, "It was definitely animals. Look at what we have over here." And the other individual sort of stomps out of the clearing. It is a large, handsome, pale armoire with gilded filigree all around it, and it says, "I don't know about this. I think maybe this is not what we've been looking for. Can't we just go to the city?" "Well, if we're going to be here for a while, why don't we take advantage of every opportunity we have? I'm sick of banditry. I want to go rejoin society. I didn't come 450 hogs fathoms all the way from Samar just to keep doing stick-ups in the woods, which are gross and I hate them." So the armoire sort of saunters its way over in a very uncanny way. It seems elegant despite being hundreds of pounds. It leans down impossibly on its four lion-carved legs, and looks over its hinges, sort of moving on one front, uncannily back and forth. Is that how it's talking, or is it just unkempt and unhinged after spending time in the woods? You don't know. It sniffs the skeleton. He says, "I don't know why I just did that. I don't have a sense of smell. John, why don't you take the stuff off of here and put it on yourself, and we'll get to the city proper. If we beg for forgiveness, maybe we'll get a job or something." And then you hear a stomp, 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 and they both turn around and go, "Quiet, Trunks! God, Trunks." They are addressing a very large, very heavy steamer trunk, which is right by them, inertly on the woods, just sort of like rattling back and forth. So that's the scene. The armoire is right within spitting distance of you, breathing distance if they had lungs, Sant. They seem really intent on ransacking your pack and taking what you got.
If they are okay, if okay, hey, I think I'm gonna whisper to Castor, "Hey, if they're going into the city, we need to. What if we hide inside them? What if we offer them a deal? It's an armoire. It's an armoire. We can step in and just sort of hide."
I'm doing the mental, like, will we fit?
Yeah.
I'm a demon. My spine is an idea. I can do whatever.
And maybe skeletons full. Okay, actually, this is not so weird given our different morphologies. Given that we're not human-sized things, we can.
Okay.
If the bones can, like, can I don't mean to speak for like, can we do something with the bones? The bones might be too long in a dimension. It looks like like, it's like an IKEA catalog like thing. I don't know if it'll fit.
We can workshop it with them if they're down. I'm just gonna speak from the bushes.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do banditry, would you like to help us out?
The armoire suddenly whips around in surprise and sort of like, "Oh, who's there, ruffian?" And then
Not a ruffian. Not a ruffian.
Says,
Scholar.
Let's see. Roll me a will on this one. Let's see if this armoire is buying what you're selling.
Can I roll anything else? Can I roll charm?
Yeah.
Did you charm?
If we're
you're trying to cajole. You're trying to charm him into. Yeah.
I'm a scholar and I need a hand. Okay, not horrible. 6.
All right. He turns to you and he says, "Oh, scholar, you say?" And he looks you up and down and says, like,
I'm partly in a bush.
"Yeah, partly. I'm sorry, but you look like a bandit to me. And he turns to the table and he says, John, get him. And the table starts stampeding right towards you. Just like, oh, okay.
Well, then I'm going to try to ambush them still because I have not revealed myself. So I'm happy to try to ambush, but while they're ambushing the demon. So I think this is like, a Tarantino-esque, like multiple points, like angles on angles. I don't know. And also they don't know that Sant is in fact alive. So we can do a double ambush. Did we set up a call earlier clearly that we just didn't say out loud, but we definitely had a call, right? A whistle or
Definitely had a call.
Definitely. Anyway, I give that call to Sant to make a move. So I don't know, Ethan. Do you want to do initiative, or do you want us to?
I want to hear this. I like the idea of a Tarantino-esque cross-cut. There could even be, since this is the late '70s, top screen and bottom screen, two things happening simultaneously. Right. The skeleton on the ground and the adept needle hair, which they have not seen and have not perceived in any way. Making a choice to leap upon the table, leap upon the on the armoire. What's the pincer move here?
I mean, I think I jump out of the trees with two hatchets to hatchet apart the whichever of them looks more intimidating, I guess. I mean, they're furniture, but
they're it's hard, and they've in the microseconds before you attack them with your hatchets, they're fancy furniture. They've clearly been wandering for days. They're scuffed and gross and covered with mud, and bits of them are chipped off. But this is some fine furniture. As you sink both of your hatchets into, I guess the closest one from where you are is the table, who is at the moment sort of in an awful way kind of barreling, sauntering towards Karai, the demon books major. So you sink your hatchets in. What sort of damage does your hatchets do?
Ethan, do you want us to roll to attack as usual, and are we gonna do why don't we do, if we're ambushing, then I'll act and Nihara acts, and then it sounds like then we're in initiative. Sounds good to me here? Okay. So I'll roll to attack. Actually, I shouldn't have said hatchets, but I already said it, so we're gonna stick with hatchets because otherwise I could make two attacks. But I will try to just do well with the one. That's only a 3, so you gotta dodge a 3. I think I'm talking and saying something cool, but not really looking where I'm going, and I land kind of close by.
Yeah.
But probably not that close. But yeah, what? Sorry, do I?
No, that you look really cool as you it's a large hair haunching down in armor next to this thing, and then you look up and it's just a perfectly flat surface, just all the way up. It's just a real. It's also at this really odd angle. It is not good at dodging. It is furniture. It's talking movie furniture, and despite it is solely focused on attacking Karai. It did not see you at all. It was just like, hey, what the hell is?
Great. Then I'm gonna inflict damage. So I inflict 4 damage. I'm gonna burn 3 grit to make that a 7.
Okay.
So I inflict 7 damage, and then pass it off to Nihara to hopefully do better with a surprise.
Yeah, your two surprise hair hatchets lodge themselves deep into this furniture. They're not stuck. You've done some damage, and it gives a low guttural grunt, the kind that only a long table can give. We now cut, I think, on the bottom side of the cool angled screen to Sant, the skeleton, who is still completely, perfectly inert.
So since it looks dead, my head's to the side, and then it turns and my teeth are big and white, and it freaks it out. I was like, is that a stain? And it looks down, and I grab its tassels, and I just tangle them up with my little bony fingers.
So you're entangling all of its little
all those little tassels,
its fringe and its its filigree, all of its finery. The table is or the armoire is aghast that he says, "My apulets, how dare you!" and turns around and is sort of swinging to now look at you, but is completely distracted. So the two of them are now divided. At the same time, there is a thump and a loud thump, and they both turn and they both say, "Oh, you help us, Trunks! just pull your weight for once. And I think it is at that moment where a muffled and furious voice of what is clearly Yearly erupts from inside the trunk through it. What does that voice say? Right.
You know, it's not very loud.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so muffled because all you hear is, "Why'd you have to choke me out, you absolute wood pieces of crap?"
Yeah.
Give me my belt back.
Yeah, they say, you know, we've given you a much better life here as our squire. I don't see why you're, and it is just now completely distracted by talking to what he's convinced is Trunks, another member of his party, when it is in fact somebody who is yelling at them for being choked out and thrown into a trunk.
You smashed my windpipe.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear he's sort of now is just sort of like angrily saying, I think is turning around and is now he's turning to John when you run out of ideas, he turns to John Table, which is his Christian name. So this this Armour John Table is suddenly being beset upon by this very fancy looking Armour who uses the power parlor games War Table, and he says, "John, just keep it together and defend me as you must." And John, who's now got two hatchets buried in him, sort of like suddenly riles up, and the two of them are now completely ignoring Trunks as they call what is presumably at this point their captive. As they now John turns to try and help him and starts scuttling wounded over to Sant the skeleton, while the Armour is now starting to skulk and hide in the bushes. Is just sort of like, it's not doing a good job. It's looking around for furniture to blend in with, and there is none because it's the woods.
Give me my stuff back.
You need to be stopped, sir.
Let me out of here.
Yeah, I think I've sort of. Can I try to, like, with the chaos of everything going on, just get the Pride Mr. Christian named John?
Yeah. So you're going after the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just launch yourself. Wythe, if you could step in to run initiative for combat for this very brief and frenetic fight that will happen.
Because I think things are happening at the same time, but again, from a mechanical standpoint, our games are really simple and have a very simple initiative system, so I don't want to lose that sense of who is doing what. So Ethan, I actually don't know who should be acting, but if you want to just cut to rolling initiative, that's easier because we all just roll movement and just go in that order.
I love it.
So, like, I would get a 4.
Great.
As caster.
Let's see.
3.
Cool.
For Karai.
I have a 6 for me.
Hell yeah.
And let's see, John Table and Elihu Yale, the Armour are 5.
I also have a 6 if it matters.
Yes, it
does.
Great. So let's start with Nihara, and then Rachel, and then Ethan, etc.
Yeah.
I pull my stuff together, trying to gather it, to dust off things that don't belong to me. I'm like, I want my stuff back. Only I liberate things from the forest and other places. You're not a healer. Yoink. And I stab myself away. I rattle away towards my friend.
You just book it. You just run away in the opposite direction.
Yes, with my stuff in tow.
All right. Who is up next?
That would be Rachel. I don't know. Is Morgan bound, unable to move? Can
Morgan, are you bound in the trunk, or are you just in your trunk and furious because your belt that lets you pass through wood is gone?
Somehow they, I guess, incapacitated me and picked me up. They may not have bound me, perhaps, but I am trapped. So
you're still So I think your turn is a lot of cursing and kicking. Is there anything you're trying to convey to, like, you now hear that action is happening around you?
Somebody out there? Hello? Somebody open this goddamn box.
I'm on the way.
So I think it sounds like on your turn, mechanically, we're going to call that shit talking and
Yeah.
move on
Yes.
to the tables, chairs,
End my
etc.
turn.
Okay.
So I don't know, Ethan, if the shit talking had a mechanical effect, but I think it is your turn to be furniture.
Sure. The armoire, which is booking it into the woods and trying to hide and looking around like in this clobbery way, like letting John Table take care of this mess with his big burly burled wood legs and his wooden club, which are also his legs because they are table legs. He turns and he says, we tried to give you a chance. Like joining us is tantamount to joining royalty, but I guess some people just don't learn. And just keeps hightailing it into the woods. He was distracted, hurt, upset by the shit talking coming from the trunk, and seems to not really have a great grasp of what it is to be a person. Yeah.
To any of us.
So
Yeah. At the same time, John Table now has he seems to be furious and takes one of his three legs, sort of unclips it in sort of it seems to be some sort of modular thing because it's campaign furniture. Waka waka pulls it off of the legs, is sort of let's see, eeny meeny miny. He turns to you and he says, "Hey, rabbit!" And launches at you with a club raised. He is trying to attack you as quickly as he can with this big bully-looking burled ornamental wooden club, which is also his leg.
great, bring it. Let's see what happens. So you're gonna roll combat.
Yeah. That's a 6.
I got a 3, so I get hit in the head with the leg. How much damage do I
This
suffer?
thing is, let's see, it it comes down surprisingly hard and fast for such a big guy. Wow. However, I guess either it's your armor or your amazing ability to dodge as a needle, but it does a scant 1 damage. You can feel through his club. He's just like, ow. Sant, it's your turn again.
Actually, that was the furniture. Now it is my turn, and
Fantastic.
then it'll be Karai's, and then it'll go back to Sam.
Thank you.
So I took no damage because I have 1 DR. So it was 1 damage. I got my Skeleather armor, so it bounces off the
Bashed right
calcified
into it, yeah.
undead leather. And then I've recovered my wits, so I misjudged the jump and where the weak points on furniture are. They're not my typical opponents. But now I have cinematically dropped the hatchets and drawn my short swords because I just have tons of blades all over. And I'm stabbing. I'm going to attack twice in 1 round, which is a power that needles have. So I do have to burn a little grit to do that, but I'm going to attack twice with short swords. So that's a 4 and a 3, so really low rolls on a d12. But you have to dodge a 4 and a 3, or else I stab some number of times.
Yeah.
And it cost me 4 grit.
Ooh, that's a 3 and a 1. This table is despondent. He was expecting to clobber a hare.
Great. That is 14 damage plus d4 bleed, so that is 14 plus 6, so 20 damage. I don't know though if tables do bleed, but I'll take the extra damage.
Yeah, it is the cumulative damage. They've got like a sort of Icarus lacquer, a sort of dark gray lacquer starts oozing out of its sort of like shellac, its veneer. With this flurry of blades, suddenly like every joint point, every part that isn't part of its stupid ornament, is stabbed in brutal fashion, and suddenly the table is, it already had one of its legs in its hand, the other 3 are flat on the ground as it is like bits of it are chipping off, and it is just oozing this like dark gray ichor into the ground, and it just says, "Oi! Come back here, you coward!" And you hear the armoire saying, "Not within your life, pal. I've got big things to do." He's like, as he is sort of like his injured or whatever armor sort of big panels in the front are rattling in the wing. He's like, "Come on, Trunks, let's get out of here!" As he runs Team Rocket style into the woods.
No.
Well, he can't do anything mechanically right now because he. So the
Oh yeah,
one that I was
he is
stabbing
running
got stabbed.
towards, I suppose, the woods.
And then it's going to be Apollo's turn to act next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just trying to stab to death the thing I'm on top of with 2 swords. And real gross that it oozes furniture lacquer. That's a nice touch.
Just for me to clarify, are you on top of the one that has the mysterious voice demanding to be freed?
I don't think so. Ethan, can you clarify? I thought I was on the
so
other one.
the voice demanding to be freed is inside a steamer trunk, which they keep yelling at as trunks, which is nearby in this sort of like melee situation. Castor is wailing upon a very large ornamental piece of campaign table, a war table, if you will.
Cool. Is there any like visible locking mechanism on trunks?
Yes, there is. It's a little clasp. It seems to be a little bit bent out of shape.
Lovely. All right, let's have a look at magic stuff. Da 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 da. And this is the music that plays while I figure out magic stuff.
Damn it, Apollo! Now we have to get this song made.
Yeah, what's the like legal distinct version of Go from Ipanema? We can just play that in the background.
Exactly.
Da da beep bop doop doop ba da 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 da.
Exactly.
Do.
Yeah. If I wanted to, so one of my words is axe, and I would like to use that in the sense of severing.
Okay.
Would that count as like an innominate category for the spell, do you think?
I think it really depends on what you're trying to sever. If you're trying to sever a physical object, it would count as an environ spell. If you're trying to sever something really complicated and mechanical, it would count as the technics. And if you're trying to sever something super abstract, then like words or an idea or a sentiment, then that would be a nominate.
But yeah, if you're trying to do damage, it would be combat. So it really is all about you tell us the effect, and we would tell you kind of.
Well, this trunk seems to be sentient, so. Does it count as environs or combat because it's sentient?
Technically, this is talking furniture, and living furniture in Season's Keep is a gray area when it comes to that stuff. It technically counts as, in some instances, environs and as a living creature.
Cool.
Well, Ethan, you got to it. You might want to pick one in terms of is it. So I think the question is, Apollo, do you want to do damage to an NPC, or do you want to have a different non-damaging environmental effect? And that will be from a like GMing standpoint, which column it is.
Whatever will cause the locking mechanism to break to allow the mysterious voice from within to escape, or weaken it such that it'll make it easier for that person to get out.
My suggestion, Ethan, is if it's not trying to do harm, but just open a lock. Yeah, that sounds like maybe that's environs or even technics.
That's an environment. I think you're going after the lock. Let's call it technics and be done with it. There, it's done.
Help me.
Yeah. Yeah. So you cast the spell Axe, which is going to sever the lock on this trunk.
It is, for all my anime friends out there, it is straight up Sukuna's cleave ability. That's it. We're
just
keeping it
straight,
nice and simple.
and then it happens, and then suddenly the thing is separated as it slides down.
I put my hand like Viltrumite chop, and I just make a slashing motion towards trunk, and I'm just trying to sever it or cause it enough damage that whatever's inside can get out. Because I don't know what's going on, but I know that I hear somebody not on board with with their situation.
Yeah, suddenly and instantly, the thick sort of old lock on this trunks is suddenly severed, and the top of the trunk splits open, revealing a human folk inside. The trunk at this point is moving around because the person inside it is kicking it.
Hell yeah! It's I'm trying to help as I'm running, and I'm just trying to slash it. And that will be 3 grit, right?
Yeah.
Technically, it is 6 because it's a lock. So picking locks is the step 2 effective technique. Step 1 would be something that does not require something very simple, basically. But a lock is considered complex enough where it is 6 grit. So just in the book. So if you're watching and you're wondering about this, it's very simple. There's just different effects, and then it says basically how hard it is to do that thing. And once you forge a spell, that is how that spell always works. So every time your character says axe now, it's going to sever a lock of some kind, whatever that means. That's where it's fun, and you can argue with the GM about interpreting what that means to sever a lock. But yeah, it is initiative-wise back to Sant.
Alrighty. So I hear what he's doing, and I stop. I'm like, there's someone who might possibly be hurt. So I turn around. I was running before. Turn around. I'm like, I can come help too. Are you hurt in any way? I have salves and things.
My head hurts and I can't speak.
I have, and I go through my bag. I have bandages. I have bandage and a lozenge, I think. So I start going through the things, making sure that the furniture hasn't stolen all my gear. I'm coming too. Hurry up! I must save this person.
So Sant the skeleton is suddenly upright and has run full tilt over to this now severed open trunk with an injured person, a human folk inside of it. The trunk is far enough away that I think within this turn you are there. You are there, and let's see. So, person in the trunk, you are now suddenly staring up at the face of a skeleton who is offering you what sounded like a lozenge and has a roll of gauze in one hand and is shouting at you in Yearly, the common tongue of Season's Keep.
Oh, hello. Thank you. Is the trunk still running, by the way?
No, the trunk is not running at all. It's not only has its head been cutting off, but it's completely inert. Starting to feel like it might be a trunk.
Great. Hi. Yeah, I'll take the lozenge. I don't need bandages, I guess, unless you have ice to hold to my head.
Take my bony hand and I shall help you out.
Oh, thank you. I take your hand.
It's my hand's little code because,
Yeah, no, I completely anticipate this feeling, and I've not encountered many skeletons before. But you know what? I just got beat up by a bunch of furniture, so it's not the weirdest thing I've seen today. And I I get up with you.
If there's anything you need, tea. I have tea. I can give you tea. Maybe you should sit. Maybe you're tired. I am a healer after all. Let me check your hand. And my giant bony hand touches your head.
Wow. I didn't quite get that you were a healer, but that makes perfect sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, is there? And when I get out of the trunk and I survey what's going on, is the other furniture still like it's?
Yeah, at that moment in time, you still see one of them, the large arm war is at that moment making a break for it into the woods, or has begun to scoot away. The table, John Table, is on the ground, oozing ichor as a hare wails on it with hatchets.
Does the armoire have my stuff in it?
That's a good question.
Probably.
There's nothing else. Like they don't have anything with them. It's like thing is rattling to the wind, and I think outside of the what they were calling trunks, they didn't seem to have any packs or anything on them. So probably.
Where the heck's my stuff? Get that armoire. Point.
Get the deep focus perspective.
Like get up too fast and I go, whoa.
Oh, I got you.
Well,
Get
it is
an
indeed
armoire.
it is John Table and Trunks's turns.
Yeah, John Table looks up from you, and sort of like groans. He's like, I demand parley. He's like, he's sort of still, he's pretty much out of juice, and is sort of like, I submit to you, sir, your majesty. He says, your majesty, I submit. He's trying to just be insulting, but is coughing up, like, I guess, resin. It smells a lot like copal. It's got a really pungent smell to it. But yeah, it is definitely something magical about that stuff. But it seems to be down for the count and is sort of begging, it sounds like, for some kind of for cease and desist.
So Ethan, that is the one underneath Caster, correct?
That is the one underneath Caster, yeah. Trunks to Trunks just is sitting there stoically, silently, just there, inert.
Well, the one underneath Caster, if it is not resisting, just gets hit twice with short swords and continues to bleed lacquer and suffer more extra damage from the bleed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want me to, if it is close to dead, or you want me to roll damage and tell you.
It is close to being prone / dead. This bully boy, this table is seen better days. It doesn't seem to be capable of doing the sort of war table cry that his compatriot did, and is sort of flat on the ground being wailed upon.
Yeah, I'm prying it apart. Like, I would say like a piñata, but I think for talking hares, it's like a species of beetle that's really fatty and juicy that we like slowly rip the limbs off of and to prepare, and so I think it's or just like the heart of a lettuce, right? Just ripping all the outer leaves, the outer bits of cabbage off. So I'm just sort of talking about plants again, but yeah, destroying this thing if it doesn't resist and trying to get whatever goodies are inside out.
Fantastic. I believe that concludes initiative. I think that there is no one left at this moment to put up any sort of fight.
Armoire.
Meanwhile, the Armoire, who's like, "Oh, I'm so glad they stopped initiative. Now I can get out of here." The Armoire's like swinging. It's sort of like it seems to be trying to keep stuff inside of itself as it's sort of stumbling off into the woods. It's like, if I can get to Brocadia by daylight, I think this will all work out in Elahuel's favor. Yes.
Well, since we are in initiative, it would go. So sorry. So do I kill the one on top of me?
Yeah, you kill it, and the weirdest,
Apollo?
you kill it. You just you nerf it, and the weirdest thing happens when you do. Its legs suddenly collapse, and it just seems like that ichor in it is just kind of, it's just gone. It's just gone, and it is suddenly just a table again. It's been broken into its component pieces and ripped. Like, is that death? Has it died? Is it? There's a lot of questions that are unnecessary to be asked. It's just a table again on the ground. You've smashed up some furniture.
Okay, well, it goes. So after me is Karai. So it's Apollo's initiative, and it sounds like one of them is trying to get away, and we could pursue and get it right with all the stuff.
Yes, please.
I'll pursue. That axe took a little bit more out of me than I think Karai expected, and I think Karai just lets out like a somewhat demonic primal yell and is just gonna jump on him.
You leap the short near distance to this Armoire who is trying to disappear into the hedge. You suddenly hear the Armoire go, "Oh my goodness!" And it is flinging itself around. It is a lot. It's swinging you around. Karai, as you're on it, you feel like this thing it's weaker than you expected. Like, it is not using its immense bulk to fling you into a tree, or spin angrily. It seems to be, lighter than you thought. But yeah, it is trying to kick you off. It's not doing nothing. You're now on top of this armoire.
Hell yeah. I'm on top. I'm gonna say, listen, you can get back to the city, but we're doing it. We're gonna figure out a way, and you're not gonna say anything about what you saw here, or I'm going to, I don't know, eat your resin. I'm a demon. I can do that.
I think the armoire looks up at you and then like turns around, and again, it doesn't really. It's got wood patterns that sort of look like eyes, and it's talking in this voice, and it's sort of coming from the flapping of its. It's all very confusing, and it looks at you and he says, "A demon, my goodness! And heard that guttural cry, and the thing is still on him, and he's like, yes, really, all I want to do is get to the city. If we could, my goodness, if we all just take a moment, I think we could reach some sort of accordance here."
From the distance, you hear, "Give me back my stuff."
He says, "Fine, take your worthless junk," and you hear this as it opens up its armoire and it starts spitting out. It's spitting out newspapers. It's spitting out like a couple of pieces of silver, like a backpack, a belt, some trinkets, a bunch of rotting vegetables, and it's just like, "Fine, take it. I was just trying to, make some quick investment money when I got to the city."
No, not with my stuff. I feel like this too, like Morgan is like being helped out of the trunk by Sant and like collecting herself from like whatever the distance, and just like with her lack of voice, she's like, "No!"
Just yeah, the Armor seems a little upset. He's like, "We gave you a prime opportunity. Like, what? Who wouldn't want to be a member of the Regency? That's a prime. That's the most noble type of person there is."
"Shut up, Firewood!" And I'm like stomping over to collect my stuff.
Yeah. So at this point in time, the Armor is both intimidated, grappled by the demon on top of it, and also now has vomited up whatever was inside its confines.
Sick.
Yeah. I think at this point it has been subdued. It is looking around very nervous and scared. He's without a lackey. A lacquered lackey to send after people, and no furniture to call to, with the power of War Table, looking over at Trunks, which is just a trunk that they had, it seems, somehow gotten to do something, or was it always just a trunk? Yeah, there's no help to be had here. He tries calling to a stump in the forest. Maybe he could wrangle with the powers that be. You can sit on a stump. That's furniture, but it's not listening. And it says like, "All right then, what do you want from me?"
At this point, I think I've come over and I'm collecting all of my stuff off of the ground. You see Morgan just like loading things on, like a spear on her back. And as she kind of finishes, she looks up and like surveys everyone, and she's just like, "I don't mind killing it. What do you want to do?"
Well, we need a way into the city so that we can find a house that was stolen.
And unfortunately, since the other thing is, the blood is now gone, I need some fresh materials to collect for, future medicinal purposes. So you guys do whatever you want. I just want the tree blood.
So you don't want me to set this on fire? I feel like, again, it's a hard maybe that I could move you to on the Overton spectrum from setting on a fire to not setting on a fire. Like
hard maybe. It's sort of, the scale is, time related.
Okay.
Right now, it's a no. If we can use it to infiltrate the city, after then, yes.
Use the armoire to infiltrate the city.
My spine is not fused at all. I can just sort of curl into a ball and fold, and I can just be in the armoire because they're gonna be looking for us.
You mean the armoire is what I'm hearing.
What is your alliance?
Freelancers.
I think Morgan, you hear freelancers and you instantly know these are members of the questing network.
I see.
I got a badge, right? Do we have badges?
Yeah, you get a cool pin. You get a pin, like you get a badge. Like it's not. You are neither cops nor soldiers, but you do get swag and a small amount of money.
Do I respect these people or not?
That's a you can. How do you feel about that based on your?
Hey, I saved your life.
Yeah. I feel like you can roll on that respect, or simply just answer it based on your personal character. They did save you in a fashion after being jammed in a trunk. They look hungry, disheveled, and violent.
Yeah, I think like you see like you guys all pull out your badges, and you see her like look you all over, and her face reads like, ugh, but she goes, I appreciate your help. What quest are you on?
From behind a tree, an elderly gentleman with silver hair and a resplendent fuchsia coat walks up, once again buttoning up his pants. He says, like, I think I can answer that question for you, my good sirrah. They're on a quest from me, and he turns to them. He's like, to rescue my house and my daughter from the clutches of the great government of the city of Brocadia.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, this is way more interesting than what I was working on prior. I'm sorry, you're rescuing a house and a daughter.
Yeah, well, great granddaughter, but yes, the house is a house.
It's a house.
It's a house right now. He says with his eyes darting left and right.
What?
You all-
No. What does that mean?
Well, Sedan looks at Karai and sort of like seems exasperated, and he says like, I don't get this modern era. They told me I needed to modernize, and then they got mad at me when I farm raised an avian house automata. I don't understand the people in power. It flummoxes me, really. But yes, it's a house. It's a house when it sits. It's a house when it runs around, and it's also a mount. It's a vehicle. It has the intelligence of a chicken. It's a lot of different things, and I think people got a little confused by it not fitting into one or the other. That's probably where the problems all started.
Right. I'm sorry. I should introduce myself. I am Morgan Sunder. You are?
And he bows very, very gentlemanly like, and clasps two ancient hands like on your hand and says, my name is Sidon Witch. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I'm so glad that we could free you from that terrible, I don't know what you'd call it, confinement, vestibule, a piece of travel furniture, what have you. Prison.
Unfortunately.
He suddenly like rears up as best he is able to with his hunched back and says, we do not like prisons here. There's a real passion behind his voice.
Can't say I'm a fan myself. And you? And she looks across the rest of the party.
Well, I am Sant, as you know, a healer extraordinaire.
As famous Sant healer extraordinary. It is a pleasure to meet you. She clearly like has never heard the name before, but it's just a pleasure to meet you and the others here.
My name is Karai Scratch. I like books and I hate the forest.
I am the opposite. I do like Karai, but I also do not like books and do love the forest. My name is Castor Page, and I'm wiping the blood off my blades, which is just becoming more and more covered in lacquer. So,
save some of that for me.
Oh, sure. Here you go, thrusting
Wipe that
swords
off.
at you.
Sort of wipe some of that off there.
Yeah, and then suddenly barging in a sort of odd voiced, and I'm Elihu Yale, the armor formerly of the royal forces of the king of things from Summerside. Pleased to make all of your acquaintance. He says completely tactlessly, barging into the conversation.
You're Carmoire, the car that's an armoire, right? I thought we established this like 7 minutes ago. Right, you're gonna take us somewhere, and we're not gonna kill you. That was the deal we made. Did we make that deal, or were there still hard maybes that we need?
Yes, that's a fantastic. It's a deal. Let's do that deal.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what makes anyone think the city is going to let a bunch, an armor, just roll through the door?
The armorer turns to Morgan and says, "Oh, you see, I'm going to beg. I'm going to beg for mercy and asylum, and from that I will be giving what's the word for it? War secrets from the kingdom to die." And he turns to the table and says, "Compatriot, we're able to squirrel away from that dastardly king of things who I do not like anymore in any way, shape, or form. I've seen the light. I'm turning a new table leaf and starting life over again."
That's admirable.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
And question for the rest of you all: going into the city, how will that help us find this daughter or house?
Well, the house was taken into the city.
I see. That
Yes.
does connect.
Probably they're all in the city. We think, right? Was that what we decided?
Yeah.
Early round of voting. You weren't here yet. A new person.
Do we have to open up a new round of voting?
No,
No, we did. We did them. We did the vote.
Okay, we voted. Yes.
We did the vote.
Yes.
I at this point need to get into the city myself, so I don't mind traveling with you and learning more about this house with legs.
Oh, it's delightful. It tried to kill us multiple times.
And there's really nice crystals in there.
Yeah, I got a knife from it. That was cool, I guess. I'm tossing this like knife. Do you want a knife? I got extras.
One of them was in me.
You said you were a demon.
Yeah.
I'll take that one if you have it.
Yeah. I just reach into my bag and say, I can't have this anyway.
Yeah.
She takes it. She's like looking it over, just intrigued.
Intrigued by a knife kissed by the blood of a demon. Demons do not use weapons offensively. It is a huge cultural no-no. While they may be able to carry them and utilize them for other purposes, they cannot use them to attack in direct combat. They have other more sophisticated ways of doing what they need to do. Violence is a way to dirty your hands. Which, why would anyone do that? Why
No.
at all?
Intriguing to me. So armoire.
So we get in the armoire, right?
Sounds like that's the plan.
Can we all fit in the armoire?
That's an also interesting question.
I'm pretty foldable. I'm a skeleton. You just
This
like
is like one of
fold
those
the
stacking puzzles. Like
legs.
how do you get a boneless demon, a fully boned bone that's only bone, a human and a hair and then another human inside an armor? Oh, also, are you bringing Sidan, or are you leaving him here?
We're definitely bringing him.
You're
Yeah, we
definitely
definitely
bringing
got
him.
him for that. Yes.
Great. So that's what is that? Five people total, 2 humans and a bunch of other.
Well, I was
Well-
picturing some
Working
writing
at
on
an
top.
armoire.
Right?
Ooh, writing on the top is good.
I don't necessarily. I mean, just for my own knowledge, getting into the city is difficult.
So, not terribly. There's no real garrison around it. They do have musterers and city guards, which at least recently seem to have taken quite the turn in terms of what they're all about. Getting into the city itself is not terribly arduous. It's more the difficulty of being spotted after you were sort of embroiled in, events.
So the 4 of them.
That's right. They were involved in events. You weren't involved
I
in
was
events.
not.
Yeah.
So I don't mind accompanying the armoire. And shove the rest of them.
I think the proposal is we're going near the city and then two BD, like maybe another couple round of voting when we get near the city. But first we're gonna leave the middle of nowhere.
Just leave the middle
Yeah,
of nowhere.
yeah.
Get out of this forest.
Here's the situation. You all look like you need good sleep, good food, and the city will definitely provide that. I guess I understand you are not welcome in the city, so putting you all in the armoire and I can be the escort and look at the armoire. Like, we're gonna follow me from now on, okay?
The Armor hears that it was somehow with its drawers when it started hearing about voting, started kind of had a sneer on its face, like a little scoff, and then suddenly somebody is taking command and authority. It says suddenly rears back up again and it says like, yes, that sounds hunky dory to me, and then says,
Of
oh,
course it
perhaps
does.
perhaps later on we'll switch around again.
Absolutely not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll just see how it all turns out. But this all sounds hunky dory to me.
Right.
Yeah, it seems like this haughty Armor is just happy at this point to not be in pieces on the ground, and is at this point going to be listening to you all. So haughty Armor has joined the party.
I've named them Firewood.
Yeah. So if you're making way back to the city, it's directly due west. It is through the forest of Boss, due west to the orchards, beyond which is the great witch city of the city of Brocadia.
Awesome, Ethan. If we're gonna do a jump cut, should this be when we do our little bio break? We're gonna do a little early, and then we will come back and
I
get
like it.
into the meat of the adventure. So, should we say we'll be back at say 7:30 our time? So in about 5-6 minutes. Sound good?
6 minutes
Works
is a
for
good
me.
amount. I love
Cool.
it.
Okay. All right, everybody. We will be back shortly.
Huzzah.
See you soon.
Huzzah.
Hey there. Jumping back in a little early to say right now it's July 29th. July 19th. I can't read numbers. Been a long, long day watching some soccer and playing games. We are still running our first ever Grid System Game Jam. So if you like the Sometimes Kingdom RPG, which just came out in print, which you can pick up, you can also join the Game Jam, and you can find third-party commercial-friendly licenses for all of our games. There's an SRD, a system reference document, a resource document with the rules, and you can write your own material for any of our games. You are allowed a little bit of jam as a treat, says Vex in the chat. Thanks, Vex, as always, for watching and many brilliant quips. And it's also Appendix N Jam, which is a big one that ends in a couple weeks, which is kind of old school adventure, 4-page old school module writing. You can use the grid system for that. Multiple submissions or submitting to both is encouraged. And there's probably other jams. 1-page TTRPG jam, same thing. You could write something for us using our system and submit it to the one-pager. Doesn't have to be anything big, but we'd love for you to submit. The jam is judged by some amazing guest judges. There are prizes. And again, if you like the Sometimes Kingdom, that is a game that, again, there's a license for. So if you want to talk to Ethan or myself, you can hop on the server. We're always happy to chat about game design. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.
Alrighty, I am back.
Welcome back.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Rachel, what does Morrigan look like? I'm sure you said this, but I realized that I was like, wait, I'm trying to picture, and I'm just picturing like you popping out of furniture in the middle of an enchanted forest.
I did, excuse me. Excuse me. I did not get the chance to actually explain what Morgan looked like. But yes, I do picture her modeled somewhat after me as a human. But yeah, 5'6", average build woman, with longer brown hair, tied back into a braid. She's wearing a kind of like an overdress, kind of like piece, like made out of like a leather. So it's slightly defensive, but she has like puffier pants. She looks like very set up to travel. She has kind of like a shirt with like poofy sleeves. Her color schemes are greens and browns. Yeah, she has everything in a pack that she has on her, and then on her belt she has a couple of different things. But she looks pretty set up to travel. Like she's been traveling.
Well, thank you for that, and yeah, I do think it's good to have a sense of who you all are, and thanks again for trying out the game and trying different PCs. And
yeah, absolutely.
We will jump back in. Ethan, if you're ready to go, you can tell us where we are. Walking through the woods, or back in the city, or somewhere between.
Let's see here. Having now left the darker portions of Boss before the deepest reaches of the most dangerous part of the forest of Brucey, east of the Witch-Stitch City, the city of Brocadia, the demon, the skeleton, the hare, and the talking furniture, and the human folk are on their way to the city. The lights of the tree canopy are suddenly back again, dim, but present. The air suddenly does not feel stale and mushroomy, and the sounds of the many beasts and animals of this ancient forest are fading somewhat, as the sound of saws and carts, and in sort of the distance even the sound of a solitary automobile are heard as you start approaching the outskirts of the forest of Brucey. You can even start smelling, I think, some of the sweet smell of the fruit of the commons orchards that are right outside of the city proper. Perhaps fried foods, all of the fragrant odors of a growing city inhabited. Not entirely by human folk, but traditionally started as a human city. How many of you are all accompanying to the side of Elijah Yale, the talking arm war, or are you still inside of it, or have you gotten inside of it? What's the sort of general schema as you start approaching a more populated area?
Oh, I'm inside. I'm folded, legs open to here. I'm just like folded in
For
half.
sure inside.
Yeah.
A literal skeleton in a closet.
Yeah, just
Yes.
just the just like the crypts back home in the spooky city of Idonite in wintry interart.
I'm totally asleep within the bones, if Nihara, if you'll allow that, like a nest, like a kind of bird nest situation,
Yes.
but for a rabbit. So it's just like a comfortable, tight space. The way cats will find, it's like all the limbs are
You're
just,
yes.
yeah. And I'm having a dream, and I think it's like the triplets of Belleville. Like, it's just a black and white version of the same thing that's actually happening. So it's like a dream where like nothing's different except it's desaturated.
And everybody maybe is rubber
And everyone's like
piping a
this,
little
yeah.
bit, yeah.
So Elahu or Elahi or whatever is just like doing this instead of being a dick. But yeah, that's pretty much the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
think I'm, like-
outside in the heath and the short bamboo and the red grass that grows around this vast forest. Elihu Yale, the Armor, is walking like this, in sort of a very awkward non-conversation, I think, with the human folk, a naturalist witch accompanying them. And
Morrigan.
yeah, how are you? So this person, how long did they hold you captive? How long did they keep you in this trunk?
I think not too long. I feel like maybe it was something that happened like the night before or something. So she's like a little hungry, but she doesn't look as quite like worst for wear as the rest of this party seems to look. Her damage is in her physical head injury and throat injury that she's trying to recover from.
Yeah. Elihu Yale is trying to make awkward conversation, and it's not working well. Saying things sort of like, well, desperate times call for desperate measures. I've come accustomed to a certain standard of living, and well, when the king started conscripting people, at first it was who's all this riffraff, and then it was I might have made a very big political mistake.
Such an interesting choice for somebody conscripted by someone so high to defer to banditry as a new art form.
Yeah, the conversation gets very, very quiet. Says, yes, quite. I guess he's sort of mentally doing this because his arms doesn't really have hands, so to speak. Just carved lion claws of the big, great legs of him. He sort of falls back into silence as the day suddenly becomes bright. It is a bright and gorgeous day in Springside. It is stormy and rainy there quite a lot, but not today because the environmental roll was great. It is the smell of 1,000 different wildflowers. The wraiths of tendrils of plants forever in bloom. In the commons, there are squash blossoms wrapped around great trees, around which many types of fruits have been whip grafted on as carts sort of move around back and forth. A couple of people are sort of loading apples off of a tree and into a cart, a little actual motorized dick. 3 wheels with a handsome little brocaded a basket on the back, and they're starting to whisper each other. They look at us like, "Did you see that piece of furniture? Is that furniture coming? Are we in trouble? Is this an avant-garde? I thought that was summer problems. What's going on? Is that a person? Is that a human with them? Is it okay to say person? I know furniture's alive. Are they? I don't know. So there's a little bit of a tension. There's a bit of a titter happening. The Armor does not seem to notice it in any way, shape, or form.
I think as an unnaturalist, I'm very interested in the conversations of this situation. I think it's just I feel like at some point during our walk there was a lot of like, what are you? Like what Eve? So what, how?
He says, well, I suppose, like all of us, I simply am. It is, I guess this is sort of like the tail of, getting back to what we were talking about 45 minutes ago. We were walking through turning around. He's like, I dare say I don't think I understand living people. And he keeps using that word living people, but this is a thing that is alive. I think there's some aspects of this whole zeitgeist that sort of elude me. I just know that to be furniture is best. And, by an amazing coincidence, a very powerful king wanted a lot of forces who were furniture. So, of course, we all, many of us rolled up there, but it was a bit of a bum deal, if I'm being honest. Right. That table that was with me, that was a violent sort of fellow. The things that table's done.
One of which was step on my throat.
The conversation goes quiet again.
If we've not talked about it and voted on it already, I think I would definitely at some point awaken from a dream and bump my head and then say, wait, am I still dreaming? And then check if I'm doing this or is everyone doing this or whatever, but then it's dark and I can't really tell. But then I'd actually wake up from the dream and then I'd bump my head. And then I would say, we need to take a vote. Are we hiding or do we have a plan? Mostly speaking to the adventurers I've already adventured with, more than Morgan. But I don't know, again, if skeletons sleep or if Sant can hear everything that I'm saying.
Sant is a skeleton. That's an option. Do you sleep? Do you stare inertly into the dark? Do you? Are you off?
I'm in this. Considering that
Are you off?
Yeah.
Considering the state that I'm currently in,
yeah.
I'm always in some weird like half sleep, half awake state. I never really know where I'm at, but I'm like, what? And I heard Morgan mention her throat. Do you need? I'm yelling for them all more. Do you need another lozenge? No. I think we're okay. I'm down for if any, whatever you guys are down for. I'm always here to help. I got a bag of stuff and more things I'm willing to pick up along the way, especially if there's something of the blood kind. Because you gotta learn as you go.
We need to find where the big house is, and we need to start heading there.
What?
Right. We did talk about this.
You're so muted.
Sorry, is Silas still... I'm trying to mute my coughs. Is Silas still in the box, like in the armoire with them? Or is he outside?
Yeah, wait.
We were all crammed in there together.
I think we're all crammed in there other than you, right?
Yeah. Sinan, who is, he's
Or
old. I should mention that. Sorry.
Sorry,
yes.
I said the wrong name.
No, it's all good.
In my head.
Yeah. Sinan is folded up quite compactly also, is used to workshops and strange contraptions getting underneath, large Castlevania-style gears, the chunking, and various other artifices, so this is just a different experience. Sant, you're, sort of have become sort of like, he seems to be a constant source of things that need healing, because he's old. He's really old, like really, really, really old, and, how do you feel about meeting a human who might be sort of well exceeding their natural lifespan?
I'm definitely interested.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Between us, I mean,
between
for me,
the two of you,
yes,
it's fascinating.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The things I could learn. I mean, I can't really touch his forehead to tell if he's cold or not because I'm, and his bones at this. Everything feels cold to me. So I just basically have to go by sight. And he's looking a little worse for wear, and I'm kind of getting excited about it.
Yeah. So, as you sort of like as Elihu Yale, the talking armor, sort of trundles along with his witchy companion into the city, you sort of approach the great purple cobblestones of the city of Brocadia, the Witch Stitch City. It's called the Witch Stitch City because of a really effective marketing campaign worked up by their Industry and Tourism Board about 100 years ago. But also they have risen to the occasion. The city's main industry is textiles, the sales for ships. Great ornamental, textiles. Springside is known for its dyeing. It has every type of flower imaginable, so many different kinds of plants available, and a lot of the dyeing for the resplendent clothing of the green, spring and summer, happens in Springside, and a whole industry has sort of popped up here in Brocadia for it. There are great flags and banners everywhere, which act as both a beautiful reminder of the witchiness of the city and also a really convenient sort of industrial calling card for this growing metropolis. Along the cobblestone streets are again 1,000 sights and smells. Tall buildings with their traditional witch hat peaked towers, with the evil eye drawn underneath it, as has been customary in the city for well over 500 years. The people in the armoire are, of course, noticing none of this because you're inside an armoire. How are you feeling walking alongside this basically attention-getting literal device as you walk into the city, a city which you have a relationship with? It seems like if you were heading there in the first place.
I mean, I say things, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're true.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying things.
Just saying
regardless of the nature of my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
I have a deep intrigue in this group in general. I think they're such an interesting hodgepodge of characters that I'm very interested in learning about. On top of that, they are all of the same organization, which I'm interested in learning about. And then the fact that we're walking in with an armoire. This is all just kind of like science for me.
It's all the uncanny science.
It's very interesting. So, I think I'm like on her face. Anybody like watching her face, but she doesn't really have a good poker face. She kind of has her feelings like right in her eyes, and I think she's just like amused and intrigued. And just curious to see where this is all going to go. But I think at one point she realizes as we get in, she's staring at the bottoms of all of these buildings looking for legs, but they are all buildings on the ground and do not have legs.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of buildings, especially in Western Springside, have stilts. Occasionally, a building is known to sort of like go on a walkabout. That does not seem to be present here in any way, shape, or form. The sort of like this description of this Baba Yaga, this house on chicken legs that ran away, marauded, and was captured. There are so many questions about it. It seems to not really be part of the architecture of the city in any way. You don't see any evidence. There's no chicken motifs. There's nothing with legs.
No large footprints.
Yeah, the city seems to have taken it in, saying that it was dangerous and it was the city property. But there seems to be no evidence that of what it could have been part of in this city.
I think I'm just gonna whisper from inside, Hey, Morrigan. What's the name of the army, the standing army that came after us?
Oh, so the standing army that came after you is the city guard.
Okay, cool.
It is, yeah. That's the resplendent brocaded knights with their equestrian guard and the officious rep who got the shit beaten out of him.
I'm just gonna like stage whisper. Hey, do you see many city guard? Or can we pop out?
And that's something I was about to ask. I'm looking for an area where they can emerge from the armoire.
Yeah. So the city is roughly divided into it's pretty rational as cities go, especially in this part of the realm. There are narrow alleyways. There are there seems to be like the clatter of tinkerers and tinsmiths and stuff to the north. And then, of course, there's the sawmills to the south, and it sort of seems like there's just a general like large city area in the center, like a center ring with parklands and trees and these tall buildings, sort of like that's more open. As you look for a place to maybe find a way, there are definitely these city guards all about. But there is, I think, to the south a little bit. The buildings get a little denser. They get a little plainer, and there are definite alleyways and hidden places away from their watchful eye.
Are there less guards in general in that area? As we kind of get in, it
yeah,
out a little bit.
There actually seem to be no guards whatsoever.
Oh.
It seems to be completely emptied out of them.
Oh, well, in that case, we got you a spot, and then I find like a nearby alley and to let them out.
Yeah. The Elahuya, the armorer, goes whoa and opens up both doors, as an entire adventuring party, comes clattering out.
Finally.
Like, leg, arm, head. Good to shake and loosen my bones again.
I think you notice that like Karai's eyes are like cat eyes, and Karai just does like a big like cat like stretch, just like whole spine does a wave, just stands and says, "We're home."
sweet blessed society.
Yeah, I make a short speech about how great it is to be back in the city, and then I there's the terror of being like a little guy who's an herbivore, and I just run under the armoire again. So I'm now just still giving a speech about being a badass, and I have my gun out, but I'm underneath the armoire. But yeah, I do and seamlessly transition to like, okay, let's do some detective shit. Let's figure out where they would hide a house. Can't be that hard. It's pretty big, right?
Just look for the big old chicken legs.
That's right.
Or the big observatory window at the top, because I still have like the scribbled out map. Can I take that out and use it to like not looking for the legs, but looking for like
you're trying to do
other parts of it?
Yeah, you're trying to do a perfect match of like the exterior of it, because you have that map from the head of the hierarch of demon.
Yeah, because if it's in the city, I'm assuming that they've parked the house.
Yeah. So you were making the assumption that they've parked the house. The armoire is sort of sneering at the surroundings. It's like, it seems a bit untidy in this section of town. I'm surprised. It like looks at the party and is sort of like, well, it's good to be empty again, but seems and he looks. He's like, it seems like there's a lot of riffraff in this section of town. I'm surprised there's no guards here. So you pull that map out, and you're sort of scanning the horizon. Are you can roll a reason check. You can use a power. You can use a spell to try and do a pattern match on that thing in this big dense city.
I will do reason, which is my d12. Okay, 7. You know what? I'm gonna use a mechanic that we haven't used so far.
Love it.
And I'm going to let me get my words, my terminology correct. I'm gonna use the and I'm finding it, and I know it. I'm gonna boost this. I'm gonna burn 3 grit.
Okay.
To turn it into a 10.
Love it. So you're using your incredible cat eyes to look around this very dense and busy city, and suddenly your senses crank up to 11, and you are starting to take in like the idea of the city, scanning it very quickly in human fashion. You don't see the exact pattern of the window, But there is a section of the city that catches your eye, which is a one that is completely out of place with the rest of it. It is a nondescript brick building, not made with purple bricks, as most of them are in the city, but with
Yeah.
red clay, which doesn't even come from this region. It seems to stick out like a sore thumb. It looks, how do I put it, municipal. It looks industrial in a way. It looks new. And it's also quite tall, a building. It's for something so ugly in this city of gorgeosity.
I pointed out. Maybe they're hiding it. Look at it. It's hideous. It has to be what we're looking for.
My goodness, what a doorknob sore. That didn't work. What an eyesore.
Oh, it's making your knob sore.
I did it in my head. I'm like, nope, there's only one of those. Doesn't work.
I think it works perfectly.
What a knob sore.
Well,
Now,
shall
those
we?
are two words. I think we need to add those to the word matrix.
Yeah, knob
Yeah.
and sore.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, I think I'll start like moving a little bit closer to the building just to try to scope it out, and I'll start
Yeah.
indicating for people to follow.
Yeah.
I'm following.
Yeah, you're following this in this sort of as he put it, riff-raff part of town.
Are you
there
guys
seem-
sneaking?
Yeah. Oh, are you sneaking?
Yeah. Do we want to
I'm
sneak?
going to turn to you, Morgan. I'm going to say, I mean, you have the most. I'll turn to Morgan. I'll just say, you have the most freedom to move around here. I think they're hiding it within like. I think they may be using some magic to cover it, or they've just built something, or they've like dropped a box around it. This facade. What do you
That's
think?
fair. I'm looking over like an ability that caught my eye, which is observe.
Yes. When you carefully study a scene, taking in all context clues, you Sherlock it so well that you discover exactly what happened here, discovering all manner of hidden connections. After 1 minute, you can relate any scene that took place here within the last 24 hours. If you
This is
earned
about
it-
scenes specifically, I guess.
Yeah, it's sort of it. It can be something that mentally happens in your mind's eye. It could play like a film reel. It could be an actual memory, like you're experiencing it. But that's the general gist of it. You're sort of rolling back time to use your incredible witchy unnaturalist abilities to see specifically what happens in that place.
Do you think that would help see if a large house moved through this area recently?
That sounds right. Yeah, right. Like you're gonna like study the details of a scene, like Sherlock, and tell us if someone hit a house here.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
look
like,
for
are there like
clues?
drag marks? Are there big chicken foot
A
marks?
big feet,
Feathers, other feathers.
large
Yeah.
feathers.
Large tile feathers. This takes 5 grit in 1 minute. How does this particular spell happen in this incredibly intense, fast, sort of time dilated minute for you?
Yes, I think like as yes, I think as Karai kind of like leans in to ask this, she looks over the street because I imagine we're still kind of like in an alley
Yeah.
a little bit. And she looks over the street. I've had the house slightly described to me, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as she focuses, she does a little bit of a movement around her eyes, and they start to glow. And like projector reel, it's like this light kind of like flashes out of her eyes, but inside her mind, it rolls back time,
Cool.
and she can see what has happened here.
Yeah, so over the past 24 hours, as the flickering reel of what happened passes through your vision at an incredible speed, it's the super fast motion of a place. Busy days, busy people bustling, waking up like apple carts. At night, there's the usual ruffians walking around. There's lovers. People taking their pets for a walk, and then people taking their pets for a walk again, and people taking their pets for a walk for a third time over the day. And then around the time, like, it gets past the puppy witching hour, it gets to the evening as the streets sort of clear out. And, there suddenly seems to be this pulse of knights in handsome brocaded armor, platelets of paper, in a resplendent sort of sewn fashion with their headpieces. There seem to be horses that are moving and hauling. Well, it's not sure what they're hauling, but there suddenly seems to be this incredible pulse of these city guards, which seem to be absent from this area otherwise. And at one point, they are doing something to the wall. And they sort of lift it up like a curtain, like a scrim, they take whatever they're taking through to the other side. There's another sort of regiment that walks by, and they seem to be going into the building immediately next door to this disgusting, terrible riffraff building. But yeah, within that minute, suddenly like all the guards disperse and disappear from that absolutely boring blank wall. Once it's been sort of smoothed back out again. And that's what happens in your mind.
And you see, like, that kind of the light, that looks very much like a projector that kind of extends out a couple, like, inches in front of her eyes, start to flicker out, as if the film reel is no longer playing anymore. And she looks at that wall, and she's like, that's no wall. And I think without kind of like now she's intrigued in what she's seen and not as concerned, and starts to just like start moving.
Morgan is making just an absolute beeline towards this wall on this sunny day. It takes less than a minute to get up next to it in this sort of open square. All around the wall in this large, ugly brick building. It's like it seems to be the more sort of like, workhorse portion of town. There's tanneries. There's dye sections. There's somebody tinkering with a cart and an automobile. There's people bringing scraps here and there. And then in this sort of fracas is this big blank wall, and you're sort of staring up at it, and it's kind of stupefying. It's so regular and it's so unornamented. It's like, who builds stuff like that? Why would anybody build a building like this? It's so kind of alien looking in this location, but nobody seems to care or pay mind to it.
I think the way that I see this kind of unfolding is she's standing there pondering it, but she doesn't really reach out to touch it until anyone does actually get close to her.
Just staring and staring and staring at it.
Yeah, she's pondering. It's like got all of the mathematic equations running over her face. That's what you see in her face, actually. Like just the sum on the surface of the skin.
Yeah.
That's badass.
So is everybody following or sticking around in the alleyway? What's the
Following?
Yes,
all right.
100%.
following.
Yeah.
Following 100%. Sidan is still hiding inside the arm war. It's like, I'm not going outside into this city, but you can trundle along if you want to. The armor is, basically says like, I'll do what you ask at this point. I'm part of your regiment now, but I don't quite like this area. It's not me.
So, as everyone approaches, I guess that's when I go to touch the wall. What does it feel like?
It feels like a brick wall. It feels just like a brick wall. It feels like a brick wall. It's kind of cold to the touch. It's a bright day. The sun's shining directly on it. It's cold to the touch. It's a wall.
Did I see any kind of ritual or spellcasting or anything before?
What you saw as you play the tape back in your mind again is sort of like somebody reached underneath it and sort of lifted it up. Like you sort of lifted it up like a curtain, like, an oversized curtain on a window or something.
So if I run the toe of my boot on the base of the wall where it meets the ground, what happens?
Well, you feel brick. You feel what is it? Grout. You feel some, normal ass dirt things. Very not intriguing at all. It. What's the way to describe it? It feels like it's a little, there's a tiny bit of a give to it. Like there's a bit of a give to it. Brick's not supposed to have give. Bricks are supposed to be bricks.
Interesting. This is the wall.
So this is the wall.
No, this
we-
is not a wall.
This is not a wall.
No.
Fake wall?
When I like toe my boot against the wall again, does it have a visual move?
When you toe you mean like a?
Like you say that it has like a bit of a give to it.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't seem to have any sort of visual to it. It seems to just be like you're running your foot against the wall, but you know what you're feeling is something with a little bit of squish to it. Like it's what you're seeing and what you're feeling are kind of out of sync with each other.
feel this, and she points.
I
It's
try
just-
to
you
run
just
through
hear
the
kicking
wall.
the wall.
Running through the wall. if
So,
possible.
Kester, you run through the wall. So you slam into a wall. For a split second, it hurts a lot, and then you definitely feel there is this sort of like sponginess to it. There is like, after the initial sort of like, hit to your senses, there's a give to this wall. This is no wall at all. It's something else.
Door?
So wait, what do I bounce back as though I'd hit some sort of barrier, or do I go through?
You're sort of like in the wall. I mean, we're gonna go full tune on this one. You sort of hit the wall, and then you're sort of like in it. You're kind of in the wall. You're now at level with the wall. You're pressed into it, like you're pressing in deeper to it. Yeah, you're not. You haven't been bounced back, and you haven't gone through yet. You're sort of like, it feels almost like you're midway through it. It's not a wall at all.
Okay, I rolled a 1 on a will check to not freak out, so I'm screaming as though drowning.
Yeah.
But in the wall and still trying to, like, I don't know if it's like heavily resistant, like being in Jello. I'm picturing like a sort of gelatinous.
Yeah, like a heavily
environment,
viscous.
or-
It's somehow both brick and also Jello at the same time. It's deeply unpleasant. As you're sort of screaming, the armor tries to like awkwardly shift into place to sort of like hide the screaming rabbit. Excuse me. Yeah.
I
Hair.
feel like to be the straight man to this, like there's this like again everything is on her face, just this like deep eye roll, and like what size are you, like how tall are you?
I think I said teen, but I had a very, very different build, like pretty skinny for the most part, but then wider at the base due to like the big rabbit leg, the hair legs. So,
right, but
yeah.
you are smaller than me, I guess.
Yes, definitely. If you're 5'6", yeah, I'm like half
Yeah.
your size. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I picture her like just like grabbing the shoulders and like pulling out of the wall.
Yeah. As you peel, Caster
Still
the
screaming.
hair out of the wall. Okay, still screaming, Caster.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get through, so
Yeah.
this is even funnier if I'm screaming and then I don't even get through. So yes, but I'm still screaming. Yeah.
Yeah,
until
yeah.
I'll
So
stop
there,
if someone like shakes me or like.
there
slaps
is
me
a
or whatever, yeah.
perfect
Hey,
teen hair-sized impression that has been left in the wall. It is not unsquozing itself. It's just there in the wall now.
Are you okay?
Absolutely.
You okay?
Am I okay?
Are you?
I think your armor absorbed any actual point damage that you were going to get from the wall. It sounds like you're really stressed out from this bizarre experience.
Wait. So that's actually so was something painful?
Yeah, it's okay. So this is again, it's you're sort of trying to take a handle of the moment. The wall tried to convince you that it really hurt, like a wall does. Your body seems to be fine. It was trying real hard to scream wall at your brain.
I explained that to the best of my ability without screaming, which may be.
Or
very
also while
incoherent.
screaming.
So I come over and I just try to, how are you? Are you okay? I'm just like batting you with my like bony hands. Are you bruised? Are you bleeding? Anything?
Am
Yeah.
I think I'm like looking at you like you're the doctor. Like, am I in the wall? Am I outside the wall?
I'm
Am I
I'm
still
just like
dreaming?
poking you in places, like moving your fur around. Nothing. You're fine. Snap out of it. We got things to do.
Right, we got to find the house. Is this the
Yeah.
house? I don't know. Something's up with the wall. You can kind of go through it. I don't know. It was weird. It was
Well, in the vision I just had, I saw them lift the wall.
Huh. All right.
Interesting.
I'm gonna just kind of like try to skulk around, see if like there's any like mechanism or any magical or mechanical trigger that I see that would work here.
Yeah, you're sort of you're looking around. You're looking around. You like everything seems so stupefyingly normal that it's offensive. It's at this point like I think maybe you're starting to see the regularness of this. It is trying to mimic a boring wall. I don't think that you see a mechanism per se, but you're starting to see like this ground is. What is this ground? What is this? What this is not anything like.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah. I'll report all of that back. I'm gonna, on the grounds journalism. I'm gonna start putting hands on soil and hands on wall,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna see what happens.
So you're putting your hands in the dirt. You're getting your hands dirty. That's
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I'm
wow.
putting. If the soil's weird, I think I'm just gonna see if there's like anything like underneath. Like if I can just get like a hand under the wall. And
Yeah.
maybe there.
There's
That's
a
what we
as
missed
you
it.
dig your hands into the soil, you feel this really odd sensation. You dig, and it's dirt, whatever. There's some bits of bottle glass. It's maybe dangerous a little bit. You don't know where this dirt's been, and then suddenly your hands sort of like you almost feel like they're like with that as he described it as what did he describe it as gelatin, like a gelatin sort of like your hands are like pulled into. It's not a mechanism per se, but they're suddenly in place underneath it. Your hands are like kind of caught in this gel that's directly inside the dirt underneath this wall.
Hmm. Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Help! Pull me up. Pull me up. Pull me out. I think I'm. Yeah, I think I'm just kind of. I'm maybe even gonna try to like push through it and see if there's anything that like gives. I wanna try to do like the inverse of my spell word secret, and instead of like because my spell word secret is all about guile. It's all about like like obfuscating and obscuring. Can I do something with it to like reveal an obfuscation?
Off-brand usage of it. I would say that you can't use it to necessarily reveal. But I think that you were like, what happens when something is hidden and you make it even more hidden? Like, what happens when you double hide something? Oh, double wizard.
Oh. Hmm. Okay. What if I go like, okay, I say, yes, in this area there's something that is hidden. I want to hide it under a different material or something like that.
What would you like to envelope this secretive mechanism? Like, what would you like to like change this awful gelatinous feeling to?
What is more secret than hiding something like wrapped in silk? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be silk.
So you're gonna you cast secret in the same manner as before. You are trying to essentially lock a lock in a way, or hide something that's hidden, and it like something definitely happens as you do that. Like the gelatin turns to silk. You're changing this sort of like sensation of it. You're hiding this thing, and it starts like going invisible, and then it kind of starts freaking out a little bit. It's the wall is starting to writhe and move. It's starting to move, and suddenly the armoire says to the wall, "Are you all right? What's going on?" It's suddenly very very perturbed, but the wall does not answer back. The wall buckles and warps. It is starting to undulate on the bottom, and it's very clearly like light is coming out of the inside of it. You've messed with it, sort of whatever kind of ward or guile spell was on it, and it is really unhappy with it.
I'm just gonna look to the others. If you gotta do anything, do it now. It's freaking out. I think we fight. It's a lapse in its protection. Do it now. Do it now.
What did you do?
Well, whatever locking mechanism was hidden, so I tried to make it even more hidden, but in a different way. So now it's having trouble reconciling the hiddenness, and in doing so, revealing itself.
Can we get under there?
Oh yeah, it's like the frequency of it. It's like undulating in a very violent way, but it is getting wider. It's getting thinner. It's I think at that point the Armora says, "Well, this is all very interesting, sort of like magical conversation." He's already trying to like limbo with Sidan in him, like underneath the side of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say kind of screw it, and I'm gonna try and go underneath it.
Dive
Yeah,
roll.
same,
Yeah, I was going to do the
same.
same thing, trying to
Yeah,
go
definitely.
underneath it.
Yeah. And so everybody sort of like dive rolls under this thing, and not a moment too soon because it sort of buckles and warps. And actual bricks are starting to come out of the side of it, as it is sort of like trying to reset itself essentially to magical technical settings. It violently reasserts itself, snaps it back in, and you're all inside a sort of a big open courtyard. You're a big open courtyard with purple bricks on the other side, a really strange magical word barrier right behind you, and you are inside this sort of like odd lot. There are automobiles of all kinds. There are carts. There seems to be some kind of automata horse. There seems to be a weird-looking hearse Cadillac. There seems to be every manner. There's maybe something like an aereo ship, like something with a balloon attached to it, with like what look to be maybe like automobile engines. There's a lot of like odd fabrical contraptions here, all in this lot with extremely tall walls and an open courtyard that's been hidden by magic. It is a gravel and dirt floor. And then there just seems to be like this massive amount of artifices and vehicles of all kinds. Like it's a driver's paradise.
This looks cool. Creepy, but still cool.
Any giant chicken marks, leg marks? That's a vehicle.
Yeah, you look around, and you see in the gravel, there are skid marks. There are the narrow tire tracks of ancient chariots. There's like the drag pieces of a half-destroyed truck. And you don't see chicken marks, but since you're actively looking, you see an area that looks like it has been really, really cleaned off. It's super smooth. There's no tracks on it whatsoever. It's just a completely smooth path. Yeah. That's what you see on the ground as you observe.
Okay.
So what I did see was something dragged through here. Was it large?
It was huge.
It was house-sized, you'd say.
One might say it was house-sized.
Interesting. It was house-sized, I say with full confidence.
That must be it.
Yeah.
So
Can
it
we
was
tell
dragged.
where it would have gone? Like, what's the next,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so in
door.
this sort of like big, since you don't see it immediately, there's sort of big piles of things, that sort of smooth that path sort of leads back behind these big, like there's also piles of gewgaws and junk. There's a what seems to be like a station where there's tons of little labels and such. There's a scrivener's pen, but there's also this big pile of essentially junk. Some of it has gems in it, some of it has got like nice looking copper or whatever, but it seems like it's, I don't know how to describe it other than treasure junk. And it looks like the only real other place would be behind this large pile, because it is quite tall. This pile is nearly 2 stories tall.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Almost like the stories of the house, although we had 3 stories, so it can't be that. But
What?
But the house is magic too, so maybe
the
it's.
house is magic. Did they shrunk the house?
I don't. I'm looking for guards. I'm just looking for
Yeah.
operational.
So you're
security
you're
stuff.
scouting it out. The area that you came in from is just like gravel and vehicles and crap. As you're scanning for guards, you definitely there's a few in here. You hear like the murmurations of Yearly and Camp Slimmy, the language of Springside. Just sort of like just light, I guess office impound banter. There's 4 or 5 people in here.
Oh yeah.
I try to get everyone to do the shut the fuck up, tactical. And then try to point out the locations of guards. And then I guess ascertain is there a clear path for the smart people to get to the pile of rubble and do some magic on it?
Yes, there's a because you're still blocked by the pile of rubble. The voices seem to be in the area of this big lot behind it, but you are immediately like blocked by the thing itself. The
Great.
voices seem to be coming in the area behind it. Yeah.
Doing a hand sign for do forensics on the magical rubble pile, just like we planned.
Right.
The tactical shut the fuck up.
You know what I'm talking about, right? This spy stuff, right?
Spy stuff.
We've all
So I'm
played
trying to like
RPGs.
peek through things, poke my fingers into things, see if anything moves. Nothing's moving. Peeking my head around things, looking above things, sliding my little bone through things, sliding it out.
you slide your hand through things, Sans.
Yes.
Yeah, your hand slides through a bunch of gewgaws and pots and pans and junk, and you hit what feels like a big ol' something, like a clunk, like a wall, like yeah, you feel suddenly, yeah, it almost feels like, I don't know what your skeletal senses process things, but it feels almost a little bit like clapboard.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not breathing. It's not sharp. It's not a little sticky, but what is this? Okay, I feel something, guys. I don't know how. Does anybody can move their head and see through it? I can touch it, but I can't get further than that. Feels like a little piece of wood, per se. Is anyone limber enough that they, less bony body to try to move and see what they can see past what I'm poking at?
I can burn 4 grit to reach things that human-sized people can't because I'm smaller, basically.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
So I have to roll a d20 and just not get a 1, and that's how the power works. I burn 4 grit, and as long as I don't get a 1, I don't cause a huge problem. So I'm just gonna
You got a
roll 4
1.
grit. No, I haven't rolled yet. I have not rolled yet. Come on, don't jinx me like that. Don't do me like that.
Demon.
All right, and then I'll just do what I'm going wherever you point me to.
Okay, so my hand is see where my arm is, and just go that way. I don't try to
Okay, I got a 7. I got
Okay.
a 7. It looked like a 1, but I was like, no, this is definitely a 7. This
That's
is 7.
rough.
I
My
can
brain
see
would
the
not have
1
clocked
is
that.
not up. It's on the side. Yeah.
Right.
It's a straight line because my arms don't bend that well. So it's just a straight line where my arm is. I'll hold into it. And can you hear the tapping? I'm just tapping with a bony finger so you get an idea of the sound of where it is.
I'm going toward the tapping.
Yeah, so
Tap,
you
tap, tap,
you
tap,
crawl through this resplendent pile of junk, and as you crawl through it, there is definitely a gap between what is clearly a dark clapboard wall and the junk itself, which perhaps has been piled around it deliberately in some fashion, magical or otherwise. Yeah, I believe it's sort of safe to say that Caster, with his heightened hair senses, this is the house. The house is inside this big old pile of junk. Yeah, it's less stories than it was before, but it's inside this pile of junk.
While in the middle of the pile of junk, is there anything I can do to help it? I don't know if that makes sense, Ethan, or should I just scurry back out slowly?
Do you mean help it? I mean, it's a big pile of junk. Like it's could look for a load-bearing piece of junk, or you can see what's up with it, or come back out.
The house is drowning in junk.
It's drowning in junk.
Yeah, I guess I just try to come back out and be like, the house is drowning in junk, but there's guards. We have to move everything without being seen somehow or heard. I see it's a puzzle.
This house has legs.
Giant chicken legs. Normally, I don't know. Are they? Should we get? Will Sanan know? Will he be able to help?
I maybe have something that I can do to either clear things out of the way, maybe, but not at the scale that we need it to, and not in a way that won't get us noticed.
Try.
if we use a bunch of magic one after another, we could probably figure it out, right? If you do a thing and then somebody does a thing to cover our escape, kind of a thing.
Everything
Karan,
I
you
have
can attempt
is-
the thing that you're doing. I think also Elihu Yale, the talking armor, says, "Well, if that we whisper, I've never whispered before. This is interesting. No, this is fascinating talk. If that doesn't work, perhaps I can be of some assistance."
Doing
Oh.
what? How?
He looks at you like you know, you've never even heard of talking furniture before. You don't know anything. He looks at you quizzically like, just yell at it to get out of the way.
I just thought
That's-
about something. Question. So we're talking. Obviously, we have a talking armoire among us. In the pile of junk, could there possibly be things in the pile that also
Ooh.
talk?
If you're asking that directly to Alahiel, he'll scrunches up his front flappy doodles and says, I suppose I guess I could. Doesn't like the word ask nicely.
You better do it, Firewood.
Looks over at you and sort of like, oh, okay. He scrunches up and sort of keeps all of its energy. It's starting to like somehow, despite being a pale lacquered gilded thing, starting to look worse for the wear. Sort of screwing up it. Let's see how much. Ooh. Yikes. It burns 15 grit. And it is trying upon the pain of being set on fire. Use the power war table to coerce other living furniture to join the attack, but is trying to mentally use this not as the attack is to simply stand down or come out of hiding. And just sort of like, it's like there's a bit of ichor bleeding from where a nose would be on its doorknobs, a little end table, and a vase and a broken umbrella, suddenly pop out of the pile at the bottom, and they look around. They're like, how, the end table says, "How long was I out for?"
How you tell us and keep it down. How long were you out for?
Looks around and says, he's like, it's 1925, right?
Ooh.
Oh no.
That sounds close. Does it matter
Great.
right now?
Fantastic! I'm finally alert again. Oh, what a fantastic thing. A new lease on life.
Life per se has changed a little bit. For
No,
you.
that can't be right. I don't believe you. So the end table sort of like gets out of the pile. He like sort of signals to this like umbrella. He's like, I don't know. This seems really interesting place. Like it seems like some sort of like amazing graveyard full of things. Wow, I've finally been resurrected. Oh, what an incredible time this is to be alive. That's possible. Like he gestures to the thing. There's a big guy sleeping in there.
Sleeping.
Yeah,
Big guy?
there's a big guy sleeping in there. We tried to talk to him. It didn't work, and then we went back into torpor or stasis or whatever dreamless sleep. An object has when it is not sentient.
Big guy, you say?
Oh yeah, just immense. Just what a big guy. What a huge what a fancy man or woman. I don't know. I don't know. I just it's just a big guy, but didn't seem very very responsive. Seemed like it was asleep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this has been fantastic, everybody. I'm gonna go see what life has for me, and
You know what you should do?
What?
You should go make really good friends with some of those guys over there.
Guys, that's fantastic. Us talking furniture have really good relationships with people of all species. We're really, there's nothing politically fraught about our organization whatsoever. I'm gonna go check them out right now. I'm gonna go do that. Whistles again, and him and the umbrella start like moseying on around to the opposite side of the garbage pile, and says, hey, gentlemen and ladies, how is it here? Are we still in what's going on? There's a bunch of screaming as a bunch of like people just sort of like, holy shit, it's talking furniture! Everybody, go to arms, to arms, to arms! And you hear a bunch of guards suddenly mustering the clanking of armor. Muskets are suddenly like, how do you work this fuck gun? God, what stupid.
Okay, you have like maybe 15 minutes to figure this out. So we gotta just dig, I think. The question, actually, this pile of junk, is there, like, a portion of it, collectively, that's, like, wood-based?
Oh, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. There seem to be, like, emptied treasure chests, desiccated, fancy carved, figurines.
Collectively in one area, making something of a tunnel that I can use a specific belt.
I see. Yes, to the right seems to be a big old pile of wooden crap. It looks like it's the pallets that a lot of this stuff may or may not have been delivered in. A bunch of other things. The prow of a ship. Pieces of a horse. Yeah, that seems to be made out of hardwood.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I can get inside this pile. Is this house made of wood?
Yes, the house is made of wood through and through, except for its chicken legs, which are made out of giant house chicken.
That's not wood.
No, but most of the rest of it is.
So I can get inside this house.
How would you get inside this house?
I have a belt that allows me to travel through wood.
Yes, you do. Let's see here. Yes, you have a belt that once a day.
Once per day.
Once per day. This seems like a good enough time as any.
Perhaps the best time even.
Yeah, perhaps the only time. Yeah. So, Morgan, do you just put your belt on and walk right through?
Well, we've been doing a lot of this by vote. So I just want to, now that I have kind of aligned myself with you guys, I feel like maybe I should get with the vernacular and fairness and voting. So there's a potential I can get in. How big is the belt? Can I fit another person on the inside of it?
It's elastic. You could fit somebody, I don't know, tiny on the inside of it, but yeah, probably. It's not like a thick. It's elastic.
Oh, it's elastic. So, yeah. I mean, at the very least, the spine of a skeleton would easily fit within.
Indeed.
Hey, I was going to volunteer myself anyway because there's some crystals inside the house that I left behind that now would be a good time for me to rescue those.
In no way does Sant want to rip some more copper out of the walls, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, no. Liberate.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're saying a lot of words that have no moral bearing on me. So, so that sounds great. Does anyone object to this vote? And then maybe, I guess, if we wake the house up, just shake off its feathers and head out of here?
Normally, I'd like a little more debate and back and forth, other sides. No, this is great. This is all great. You should do that. And I can vanish if needed and do a little security, but I think the main thing is we're still trying to be stealth mode while the distraction, the carefully planned distraction of furniture being crazy, is doing its thing, right? We're all
from the other side of this big pile. You hear like, hey, what's the big fracas? What's the big deal? I'm on the lever. What's y'all doing? Blam, 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 blam. Hey, you almost hit me with that there, and so on.
Almost. What stormtrooper ass aimed at? That was 4 clear shots.
Yeah.
Also, unsuspecting
they seem to have
targets.
Difficulty loading his musket. This might be a group of people who, it sounds like, aren't great with firearms.
That's
And if
wild.
they have muskets, I would say they probably aren't.
I love that we found the most like Cuphead region of Brocadia. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, let's find out if you. So you're gonna talk to. So it's that you're gonna talk to the house. This is great. Talk to the house.
Well, I don't know. I know nothing about this house. I know that it has chicken legs and it is apparently sleeping. So if we can awaken it in some sort, Sant, do you think you have the capabilities of doing so?
I could wake it up. I'm more interested in what's inside it, but sure, I could figure something out.
We'll get inside.
All right, let's
Like
do
I
it.
said, no moral bearing. Hop in, and I open my belt.
All right, and I'm considering because it seems lash. I'm kind of like fold into myself.
Yeah,
I'm now ready.
Hardly
So,
that. I feel like I put the belt around just the spinal column, so now you're attached to my hip, and like Siamese twins, we're gonna crawl through together.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Morgan, the human folk naturalist, and Sant, the skeleton healer, who is now tightly adhered to her via a magical elastic belt, hugging her as Morgan swims doggy style through solid wood. Occasionally there's a bit of an air gap, and that's even better. The ride is pretty smooth sailing. You suddenly hit a different kind of wood. It is absolutely solid, and your belt lets you, it's like swimming through a stronger current all of a sudden. But sure enough, because it's all one section, all compacted together in this big pile, you suddenly find yourself stepping out of that onto a very nice carpet, a beautiful ornamental carpet. There is a half a window taking up a sort of triangular space right in front of your view. Through that window, you see just a bunch of crap, just like a bunch of gewgaws and copper, just all pressed against the window. It's blocking the view of this. You are at the top story of this house, and currently, also I should mention, there's about 7 or 8 people, and they all seem to be arguing with a woman with long black hair and a long black dress who seems to be like enwrapped in some kind of like magical vine or manacle or something. And there's a man in a beautiful officious looking coat who is sort of shouting at her, and he's like saying, "Listen, we can do this at any time. You could just tell us how it works, then maybe you should do that." She's like, I'm not gonna, like, get fucked. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't even throw me in jail again. I don't give a shit. Sort of like, unfortunately, I think, let's see, actually, nope, yeah, she glances over at you as you have made your way through the wall, and that was a really bad roll. And then suddenly, the man who is arguing with her, gesturing at this big, complicated control contraption in front of this like window covered in junk, says turns to see where her eye is glancing, and says, "Holy fucking shit!" As sees somebody who has appeared out of nowhere with a skeleton stapled to them.
Are these guards?
Yeah, there seems to be like there's.
This is the guard.
This is the guard. They're with some city officials who are not the guard but seem to be commanding them, and they are yelling at this woman to make the thing work. And now suddenly they are seeing you.
What is the meaning of this?
The woman turns and says, "Yeah, what the fuck is the meaning of this?" Immediately ducks down. A bunch, the guy looks over at him and says like, "What the fuck? Just go. Well, take care of this in a second." Like points down at the ground where the witch is stuck. She's like, "Why the fuck did you duck?" As a bunch of like really terrible musket fire suddenly like comes out from these guards. I think maybe roll to dodge if you'd like, because a bunch of or do something because a bunch of buckshot is coming right at you.
Yeah, that sounds like a reasonable
proposition.
I would like that as that moment while they were not looking, I have undone the belt.
Yes, so you've got
to.
Yeah, Sant, what have you done in that moment?
Once she did that, I rolled 7 and I just like dropped to the floor, and I'm like I'm bones. I just like kind of slip. I'm sliding over.
You sort of flung yourself like a pile of bones.
Finally, just slide myself, kind of like a bowling pin, basically, like just like heading towards the people.
Oh, that's great. So you're trying to hit them horizontally, like all in the feet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any room to reason with these people, or are they?
Probably not with this initial volley, but they're people. There seems to be it's mostly human folk. There seems to be one talking jaguar on their hindquarters. There's a demon looking really sour, holding a book, and the rest seem to be human folk. So I mean, I don't know if they're not like automata, but it seems like in this moment of time, they instantly shot somebody that came in. So yeah, let's put a. So are you moving to dot? Sorry, go ahead.
I would like to not take this damage.
Yeah.
Is that a movement roll?
That would be a movement roll.
Thank you. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, it's still 6.
It's a 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, wow, they are absolute terrible shots. So a bunch of like really old-fashioned buckshot sort of just like whizzes by, or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, firearms enthusiasts who are watching this, historical firearms enthusiasts. I don't know the specific term of the shot ball from a musket. They go pretty slowly, and one of them whizzes a millimeter away from your face. You sort of sidestep them because you've broadsided them with this. I think also, let's see. So you've launched yourself at them as a skeleton, just like horizontally, right? Like, are you aiming for I think you're aiming for.
Really, just to knock them off their feet.
How many of them are you aiming for? Just as many as you can.
Many as I can. So
yeah, roll me a d6 to see how many you're trying to target. Like, are sort of bunched up.
Okay, 2 seconds. Oh, and I dropped it. 1 second.
Yes, go attack skeleton.
Oh no, I got a 2.
Get 2. So you're aiming for 2. The 2 that were immediately front like are 2 of the ones with their like terrible firearms like open, and let's see how they do. So they are sort of like entangled with you. One of them sort of stumbles to his knee. The other one is sort of like bowling sound effect, like is sort of like knocked very violently over by your shin bones. The other one sort of like is now entangled with you and is trying to get up and like also get and like rearm and do the whole thing. He's just like, I told him we should have fucking gotten machine guns.
What?
This is insane.
What is happening here? Do you even know who you're shooting at?
The man who was arguing with the woman who was entangled, like turns and says like, no, we do not, and that's the whole point. What are you doing here? How did you get here? What is going on?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? Sorry.
Perfect.
Well,
no nuts.
If we don't, if we're just going to shoot at everyone all willy-nilly, we're never going to get those answers, are we?
I
swear your superiors should know better than to train you lot like this.
The man in the coat like takes umbrage at this and says, "Excuse me, I am my superior. Thank you very much."
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Then I don't think you have an idea what's going on here, do you?
He's now just furious that somebody is like defying him in this moment, and is sort of like turns and it's just like, it's very simple. Like, we need to get this thing moving. She won't tell us what to do. Do you know? We can take it out of your mind if we have to, if you do.
Oh, you think you can?
He turns to you like real furious. Please move me or roll me a will check to resist. He is trying to cast something really like nasty at you.
It's fine. I got an 8.
Oh shit. Actually, since you're in the room too, Sant, can you roll me a will check also?
Okay. Oh wow, I got 12.
Oh shit, you like as a healer, you see this spell going through. This is a really nasty, like it is a misaligned healing spell. It's supposed to be guile, and it is mislabeled. Like this is, you could see it going through the air as it sort of like, I think hits. It hits Morgan, who like sort of, I guess it just sort of like splashes harmlessly off of like the, this is all happening on the ethereal plane, blah blah blah. It is sort of like her will just sort of like knocks it out of the way, like it's not even anything.
Oh, I passed?
Yeah, you passed.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah. He's furious, and he just was like, tries to whistle. I'm gonna try to whistle too. And he can't really do it, and he's like motioning to the demon with the book, and it's just like, fucking stop this! This is insane. It's pretty chaotic in there right now.
Are we gonna do a meanwhile or?
Meanwhile, on the outside of this, I think on the outside of this thing, you suddenly hear a bunch of gunfire and cursing going off from inside like this pile of junk.
Huh.
Yeah, how about that?
That's not.
So anyway, you were telling me about your sister? No, I think.
Yeah. No. She's not my sister. I said she was a cistern.
No, not you, Carmore. I'm talking to my friend.
That was incredible.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, should we check that out? Is that a thing we should check out? What do you think?
If I get close enough, maybe I can make all their muskets lock and not be able to fire.
That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, maybe we could tangle them up magically. I've always wanted to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, bring back the classics. Yeah.
Just like in school. Musket tangling.
Like the old days.
That's great at that class.
Yeah.
We can't see anything though, right, Ethan? We just
No. There's a house in the way. But there's a path through.
Oh shit! Should we all just go in there? I mean, the guards don't seem to care that much, so might be safe.
They're not great guards.
No, they're pretty terrible. They shoot
I
numberless.
heard them shoot 4 times and miss all of them.
They got their muskets tangled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what happens with muskets.
To us all.
Yeah.
All right.
So are you trying to follow through the soft point that was created by her belt through into the house?
I hate it, but yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
And we're gonna. I want to still be sneaky, quiet, like not let anyone know of my presence. But yes.
Yeah, same. Don't shoot at me.
Do you want me to go first? I'll go first.
Please.
Watch our rear, please. Ethan, do you need a check or do we just?
I think I'm gonna need a check from Karai. I don't think from you, Caster being a needle. I think that this is pretty easy for you. You're just walk through the soft point in a building created by somebody's magic belt, and then just try and hide almost instantly. It's pretty standard fare.
All right, what does a 4 get me?
A 4 gets you. You can still get through quite easily. In fact, it feels fantastic. Cool. It's like you've never walked through solid wood before. It's a novel spell. It's really interesting. The weave of it is intriguing. It came from a magic item, and probably you're so interested in all of it that you sort of like, kind of thump out of the floor like onto it. Yeah,
I'm skidding.
You skid face down onto the floor as you pop out of a solid wall.
All right, where are all the guys with the muskets? I'm gonna prep my death spell to kill switch. Now I know that a musket isn't there's tech in it.
Yeah,
they've got triggers. They've got trigger mechanisms. And
I want to make
simple.
them all like misfire or like get jammed.
And also, I mean, as a demon, I think this is right up your alley. Fucking with another weapon, that's choice. That's what it's all about.
It's like guns are so uncivilized. We don't need them.
Yeah, so you're essentially trying to just you're just gonna try and lock all of them simultaneously as you get up off the floor.
Yes.
Yeah. So Caster, you went in first. You're already in. You were sneaky and hidden within this control room.
Great.
Fantastic.
If I can be, do I see any immediate combatants, our friends,
yeah, so you see immediately, you see one guard sort of entangled. You see a really flummoxed looking official. You see a demon holding a spell book open who's being snapped at and yelled at by that guy. You see the witch, this driver who's entangled in something and sort of like on the floor, knowing when gunfire is about to erupt. And then you see the rest of your party. It's you also, I think, hear the sort of tromp. There's some more people coming from downstairs. You're on the top floor of this building, and that's sort of the lay of the land right now. At the same moment as you come in, I think Karai, with a disdainful wave of your hand, the 3 muskets that are pulled on the other member of the party all sort of lock up. You just hear this guy being like, I can't believe I'm doing this cliche. Guards! Guards! As you hear the sound of footsteps tromping up from behind. And he turns back to the demon with the book and says, hurry up with the fucking spell, man.
So somebody's about to use a spell.
Somebody is about to use a spell. They've got the big tome. They've got the Grimoire. It's in the air. They look really perturbed. It's all about to go down.
Hell yeah.
Do you? I have my thought, which is grab the book, the spell book.
Can we chain that in that you go to grab the book, as I would like to use the last word that, well, one of the last words that I still haven't given a name to, sight, and I just want to, I think in the same, similar to secret, it's also guile, but I want to like create something that would block their sight. I want to create like a magical obstacle or like temporary blindness or darkness or something, so that the tackle that they are about to experience is easier to execute.
Yeah, so you're doing the tackle on. Oh, who are you doing it specifically on? Or who are you trying to blind with it? Are you trying to just sort of like the guy with the book? It's, I think you can cast that one pretty instantly. They seem to be looking up a spell. It's sort of, I think, clear to your adjunct eyes. This person is doing a spell that is not a spell that they developed. This is like a spell that they were told like by an authority to perform. So they aren't doing it instantly like somebody who has crafted a spell themselves. They are doing the cool, amazing, imposing, floating Grimoire magic, but it is taking a moment for them to find the page and look it up and do the thing. And suddenly a larger book appears in front of their face. It can say whatever you want to. Their sight is blocked by an even larger, more abstruse book that is not the one that they're looking at, and it blocks their sight completely.
Hell yeah. There's just like a very big like picture book of dragons just shows up and blocks their face, and I turn to you, and I turn to Cass, trying to just say, "Go, do it now." They're distracted.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna burn 4 grit, roll a d20, try not to get a 1, because this specifically says for an object that is out of reach. I mean, Ethan, is that cool? Because I think
absolutely
the goal is just grab the book, and get out of here, prevent that thing from happening. So I'm just really trying to move through space as an animal in a way that they can't really stop me from messing with them. I'm thinking cats here. I'm thinking how cats always jump on the table when you don't want. That's a 6. Okay, so not a 1. Some good, pretty low in grit. But yeah, I leap forward, and as they're distracted with a second book appearing on top of their book, I grab the first book from out from under them, close it. Maybe I have it in my teeth, and I'm running on all fours.
Yeah, you're rabbiting.
Real wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you running downstairs? Or are you just trying to just around the whole little room? Like,
I would really like to. Actually, I think I'm just trying to bring it back to Karai. In case the book is, I mean, if it's a magical book.
So Castor is rabbit kicking off of the wall after grabbing this book and then flipping back around, binkying to Karai, who is farther away, delivering unto him this magical tome.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna start flipping through it. I wonder if there's anything in here. Assuming that this guy was given this book to be like, okay, now do a thing.
Yeah.
I want to try to figure out what he was sent here to do.
Yeah.
And probably see if I can do the opposite.
He's trying to do the opposite. Yeah. No. So okay. He was looking for a very like, it's a step 3 spell. You can see it. It's sort of like, when you open a book and drop it on the ground, then it flips to the right page. Magically it's the same equivalent. It was still in progress. It's this book is really handsome. It's brocaded in the same sort of stuff that all the schmata around the city that you've seen. This is an official city book of magic. This person is operating as an official like city caster. And that is interesting, considering the spell that he was trying to cast. It is called Shifting Whisper Currents. it was supposed to designed to basically sort of like grab a hold of the will of everybody in the party, and start streaming information directly to a different party. Somebody was trying to get information out of everybody in the room simultaneously. You can feel that. I think, being a books major specifically with this book, this thing was already tried on the witch and it failed pathetically, and so now they've upped it to this next level, and they're trying to just get it from these randos who are in here. There's a lot of kind of medium to high magic being slung around this room, and it doesn't feel great.
I'm gonna pocket the book, I think, for now. It's better going to me than to them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if we can try rejoin with the others to see if we can maybe use something that's in the book or something to get out of here.
Fantastic. So you're gonna basically do a reason check on this book to try and figure out something or use some sort of power.
Yeah.
Okay. Sant, are you still entangling? You're trying to just sort of like mess with these guys. Is there anything else you're?
I'm just messing with them.
You're just
I'm
messing
just right
with them?
now. I'm just smacking them around. I was like, I got bony. I can just hit somebody that just fuck them down.
Wow. Yeah, they failed that. They're still grappled. They're still getting humiliated by a skeleton they've never seen before. Morgan, what are you doing at this moment? You have just dodged gunfire. There's a lot happening all in this moment.
Dodged gunfire, and also that spell that was gonna do whatever that slid off me like a freaking water balloon. I think, again, but there's so much going on, I was trying to kind of power play and like make them think I was someone important.
Now it's turned into an episode of the Muppets, and it seems like their attention's a bit off of you.
As far as Morgan is concerned, this is always an episode of the Muppets, but it's just very interesting. We're just trying to get the house out of here.
Trying to get the house out of there. Trying to just get it out.
My idea in my head is to try and get around to this witch and be like, let's take this house on the road, but dump the guards. It doesn't need to stay here.
She's sort of like hunched down, with this ineffective gunfire, and she still seems to be entangled in this like glowing thing or whatever.
She's entangled. Okay, I'm sorry.
She's entangled. She's like, she seems to be in full control of her faculties. She's like sort of hunched down. She doesn't look to be in the best state. It seems like the high level spells that they have been using on her, which is, by the way, a gross violation of ethics, especially for a city that claims to be a free city. They are. She seems to not be a little worse for the wear. She looks at you and she goes like, I am buying what you're selling. And she's just sort of like nodding. She's like, we have to, she like points, or she's, jerks with one shoulder over to the control panel. She's like, just sort of like eyes you and like looks over at the controls. Just like that's where she needs to get to.
Yeah. So I'm going to do what I can to help her. I have an ink pot that holds a bathtub's worth of ink in a tiny glass jar. Can I spray that in the eyes of all of these, like...
You can permanently destroy the ink. You can just permanently destroy the ink pot and just break it. And then, yes, a bathtub amount of ink will suddenly come out of it.
Yeah, that's fine. I want to, like, smash it in someone's face and it explodes into a bunch of ink. So, like a grenade. Like, I just, like, whip it at someone's face.
That is an amazing off-brand use of the item, and fully allowed, given that it is just glass with a magical bathtub on the inside compacting it. So are you?
Oh, will it drop a bathtub on top of these people? That's even better.
Yeah. Well, the bathtub equivalent of ink.
Okay.
That's a lot of liquid. That's still a pretty high impact. So who are you? Are you whipping it at somebody in particular, or just trying to get all of them?
Yeah, no, I've pictured that I have somehow, like, in all of this, like, meandered my way over to her. As everyone has been distracted. I see this. I'm like, how do I get her over there? Right, make these people unable to see. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna stand up in the midst of these people and just like whip it at the guy in the front. But I'm gonna yell to my compatriots to close their eyes.
What was that?
Yeah, the hydraulic impact of a bathtub worth of high quality ink suddenly appearing, displacing the air in it. It creates this like boom as the sort of like air is dispersed, and then the second thud as the ink like splashes like all parties like I think that it hits whoever you want smack in the face is just going to be stunned, just absolutely stunned, and everybody else is going to be blinded who didn't shut their eyes. Did you choose anyone in particular, just like the guards, that guy, or just trying to do it in the middle?
I think I was trying to do it in the middle.
Just trying to do it in the middle. Yeah, so it doesn't stun, I think, anybody, but it definitely does everybody in the party close their eyes? Yeah,
I'm fully closing my eyes for
yeah,
sure.
fully closing your eyes
I don't
as
have
your
any
face
eyes
is
to close.
splashed with
Sam
really
doesn't have eyes.
yeah.
I don't have eyes,
that's
but I
perfect.
am. But of course, I do have bony feet, so I'm slippery. I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, could you roll me a move check on that? As like ink just goes into your eye sockets, it doesn't impede your vision, and it's starting to like sickeningly come out of your like nasal holes. It's coming out of your jaw,
my
your
gosh.
mandible. It's just
You look
like
like a
dripping down
terror.
your teeth. Yeah.
Oh no. I got a 12.
You got a 12? That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at the thought of it though. It's just-
Yeah, you're basically you do the Scooby Doo like doobity doobity whoa, and then suddenly you're perfectly erect, like you just it never even happened. It's an off-putting effect. This group of guards is completely blinded, and now you are trying to bring the witch, first name the, last name witch, over to the control panel. The trundling sound continues as like 10 guards with halberds suddenly appear from the hatch. They are coming up one by one because of that fuchsia ladder from the heights of the floor below. But they are all starting to come up into it, and they the first one out pulls out his pole and is like basically just sort of like volleying it at the first person that he sees, who I think in this case is going to be Castor, who he instantly clocks as like a person with armor on.
Yeah, I mean armor and so many weapons. Like the armor is mostly made out of weapons, really.
It's a hair that is mostly hatchet.
Hit me with it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. That is let's see. That's yeah. He does 6 damage minus the 1 for your armor. They seem to be a lot better with melee weapons than missile ones.
Wait. Do I get to dodge? Ethan? Is this an attack?
This is an attack. You can roll to dodge.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I got a 3. I don't know if that dodges or not.
It lodges into the exact same shoulder that everybody gets hit with in this as it's I can't remember if it was the left or the right shoulder that you got hit with Karai, but it hits you directly there, and the force of it is quite severe. It pushes you back a little bit, and he shouts down. He's like, there's a hare and some other people, at arms when you're there. As you hear like, as a bunch of other guards, one by one start coming up with their halberds drawn. Everybody else is fucking blinded, except for the party who has ink smeared, or in one case coming out of their jaw. At this point, I think it is about to enter into combat unless you want to do something. I think at this point you have brought the witch over to the control panel, like after you've thrown that ink pot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get this eject button rolling.
Yeah. She like sort of points like down at herself. She's like up and down, and she's like, I can't. Like it
Teach me.
Yeah. She's like, it literally prevents me. She's like, okay.
Teach me.
Yeah. She says, okay, this is gonna be interesting. You've never, cool. All right, neat. She says, put your hands on here. Put your hand on the ridiculous looking button over on the side, and then just sort of like be easy, empty your mind, and think like a house and a chicken and a car at the same time.
In some weird projector fashion, you see, reverse projector fashion, you see all of these images float across her face as she becomes all of these things.
Could you roll me I guess this is going to be a will check. The spell was successful. There's no, resistance to it or difficulty. This is more about how you handle all of this input.
I got a 10 out of 10, baby.
You got a 10 out of 10. This is new. You are now a multi-category entity. You are yourself. You are a 3-story Yaga hut, and boy, what a resplendently made thing. The storied history of you, made decades ago from ancient parts, under the direction of an ancient witch who was pleased by the idea of making something so arcane. You are also a chicken. You have all of your proud chicken drives. You are also a vehicle, and the road calls to you. The road is calling to you so much. You're also yourself. This is There's a sliver of you that's still there.
Is it like Monster House?
You are. There's a sliver of you that is still Morrigan, and then the rest of you is Monster House. Yeah.
Can I control the floorboards?
Yes, you can do a lot of things. If you want to control the floorboards, are you trying to undulate them really, really wildly? Or,
I would like to either undulate them to create a conveyor belt that shovels everyone out the windows, or create a pit that brings everyone down into the basement.
I think that the undulation is cool. We're going to keep it, and I think. You start like trying to bring people out of the house, like there's still all that fucking junk in the way.
Except for my new friends.
Except for your new friends, yeah. So you are opening up. You also feel this little ping of like there's a little sort of like voice in that says like, "Hello, I am the house security. How can I help you?" As you drop a bunch of these guards, into the floor immediately below, backwards. She's like, "We just fucking came from here," as they crash into it instantly. I think that, are you trying to drop everybody down, like except for this immediate crew?
Well, there were a couple of things. I don't know if you recall Monster House, but those floorboards are pretty nasty looking, and so I'm really not. I don't know if you guys caught on. I'm not a good person, so I was thinking of them all falling into the basement onto like floorboards that are up like spikes.
Oh yeah, they're all falling down. They're like, "We just came from here." Thunk. As you hear like a bunch of like the sound of armor, clanging against it. You hear the screams of people who like boards have gone in between like their sections of armor. Yes. One person, this representative, as the mayor of Brocadia, is now dropped onto spiked pieces before the representative who is with you is the recently elected mayor of Brocadia, who is instituting some really interesting economic changes in the city. But as you hear a scream of him and just being like, he's like, I just wanted to liberalize things, as he falls through the floorboards, and you hear like a sickening crunch. Suddenly, the bonds around her, the witch, are gone. The state of the people beneath on the first floor is unknown, but it is probably not kind.
Is it all clear for the moment?
Yeah, there's aside from the groaning and guttural sort of like of people who have been skewered by boards through the hinks in their armor. The road seems to be clear, so to speak.
But the part of me that's Morrigan, I look around at my crew. What are we all doing?
I'm just like trying to shake off.
Yeah.
I've still got like, ink coming out of places. I'm just trying to shake stuff off.
You should bottle this adrenaline. I'm running in circles.
Yeah, just like
Where do we need to return the hut to?
Is Elmore still outside with the guy?
Outside on the thing. Sidon is talking with
waiting.
Is talking with this talking armoire who's got like there's a kind of banged up and shot sort of like with some holes, little table, and they're all sort of like talking. He's just like, he's like, I was gonna try and find the mayor and see if I could like hand him some of my secrets in exchange for amnesty. But you're welcome to come with me if you want to. He's like, I'm sort of a free operator, but thanks for asking. And Sidon sort of just like, what's going on up there? I don't know.
Can the is that the house is under stuff? Can the house like stand up out of the pile?
Yes, it can. Your knees are uncomfortable. Your vast, large saurian chicken legs have been cramped forcibly for too long under this pile of rubble. As you sort of awaken, if you stand up with a great lurch, all of the junk around you suddenly falls away as you are suddenly 2 and then 3 stories and then 3 stories and 2 chicken legs tall.
Can I use one of the chicken legs to pick up my friends and put them in the front door?
So yeah, the door, you open your front door and you basically we're gonna call that Miyazaki. You Miyazaki that you open your door, you go wow, and so it's like, well, I just like, oh my shit, gotta. Yeah, his heart is going a mile a minute. He's panting on the ground. He is suddenly like he shouts up. It's just like, let me up to the control room right now. Yeah, the witch is sort of there, and her hands are suddenly free, and she is shaking her head. Do not let him up into the control room. Is what she is shaking her head. She's like, do not do that.
Well, he's in the house, so I'm
that's
giving
good.
this to my compatriots.
Good enough. Should I address you as Baba Yaga, or I never actually caught your name? A person.
You can call me that now.
Thanks, Baba Yaga. This has been terrifying and exhausting, and I personally want to go into the woods and meet up the rest of my compatriots. So we can, maybe find a way to like reactivate the network to, to dismantle this city government. But I think you already took care of a chunk of it down there, so that's nice. That's convenient. That's gonna help things out a lot.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get this chicken house on the move, and you guys want to deal with her friend?
Yeah.
There was a burp.
Let's take the chicken house on the move, and if one of the goals is to distract Sinan, I would love to run quickly up to Sinan and start randomly just to change the subject and try to get him to not mess with the house in a magical sense.
So he's like, oh, my good friend, Castor. So how goes it upstairs? There seem to be a number of casualties down here. That's off-putting, but it seems like that's a good sign. How I think, like, yeah. So he's sort of like he's eyeballs with the hair. It's hard for him to resist the hair. The hair has calmed him down in the past, and I think has got a positive association with it. He's like, well, if you excuse me, I'm just going to go up to the control and see how my great-granddaughter is doing.
No, we have tons of stuff to do. You have to tell me all about your various magical knowledge of Earth, of which I have a particular special interest. We can trade
have an interest in Earth, he says.
Actually, monologues from famous plays of Earth, such as The Godfather I, and The Godfather I. I don't know why they started in the middle. That's the only data I have on the subject. We're just walking and talking away from the control room.
He's a connoisseur. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. Also, we do need to wrap it up. So
this seems like a good.
This can be if that works. I'm happy for that to be the end of Castor. Is just
that's
fine.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're a connoisseur of the regular world. I myself am something of a regular world fan. And starts talking about spring gauges and the workings of V8 engines. His favorite Cole Porter album and so on and so forth. His absolute top favorite. I think a relatively recent arrival from Earth. The stylings of Mercurial Freddy. Frederick the Mercurial seems to be like a huge hit among people as it circulates. You seem to have distracted him both from the pile of really fucked up knights, the dead mayor of the city, and all thought of going up to see how his great-granddaughter is doing. She's pretty independent. She can handle herself. As I presumably at that point, Bobbin Yagan Morrigan is taking this show on the road. with the go ahead from the party, do you head on out to greener pastures?
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
I think while we're moving, I've found myself a little nook, and I've just been reading through the
Yeah.
city magic book, and I'm just having the time of my life.
Yeah, that book is really. There's some decent spell words in there. There's some high level shit. There's a lot of and there's a bunch of new shit that seems like it's pretty unsavory. So this is going to be an interesting give to the questing network, or you can just keep it for yourself for
I'm keeping it for myself.
Yeah, yes, I had a feeling.
Oh, Sant, didn't you have things that were yours in this house?
Oh yes, I was. While you were busy doing that, I was talking to all the crystals and was like, "Hey, I know we had some good rapport last time I was here, but we were in a hurry, so we didn't get the chance to ride along. So why don't we go now? I'll go on a lovely adventure. I have a nice, soft little sack you can ride in. It's very cushiony. You can relax. You're not stuck in a wall.
You are now the fine owner of in short order. You're the fine owner of 6 talking crystals who swear they're not sentient, as they say that they're a security system and they're worth a handsome sum. You could do with them what they were, but they'd love to see the world with you and find out what they're truly worth. Metaphor, except not. I guess take it away, Morgan. In this last moment, what does the Baba Yaga Morgan do to get out of the city?
I picture that as the house ascends over this magically cloaked area, I feel as though I see it as though it rips like a invisible fabric, revealing everything that was within, and with giant chicken legs stomps over the city and just makes its way out past the walls and leaves this terrible place.
This place, the fumes of a modernizing city. People are for a brief moment regaled with the sight of an old thing made anew as it stomps through the city, knocking over apple carts, kicking people out of the way, running.
Complete disarray.
Total mini kaiju, small early stage kaiju destruction as you take it out back towards the woods as we sort of iris in on Alahuel, the armoire, who says, "I feel good about how today went."
My new furniture for my new house.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Was there? Should we? Yeah. Did we? Ethan, did we do the quest? Did we?
I don't think that you did. You did the quest that Sidan and the witch hired you for, which is good for a very goodly sum of money. I would say 100 for catching them, and then also the rescue of both the house and his daughter is a handsome 300 silver for each of you from this wealthy family, which has apparently been quite at odds with this rapidly commercializing city, representing something of the old ways. This sounds like a wrap on the Witch Stitch run. I'm not sure if you're going to be reporting this one to the Question Network. This might actually be the end of your time in the Question Network now that you are part of this strange, contraption of wonders. Or you can, go back and lie and, jump back into the fray if you want to.
That's right.
Thanks so much, everybody, for playing. This one was super goofy, and I really appreciate everybody's energy. This is a great level 1 sort of adventure. The house at a higher level of adventure would have presented a very different vibe. So this one was super fun and goofy. Once again, we've been playing the Sometimes Kingdom RPG, a brand new game through Stillfleet Studio, and this is the first print product. The rules of which we used for the entire game, all of the mechanics were in here for Zine 1 Monsoon, which is for sale on stillfleet.com at this very moment. Check us out on social media at Stillfleet on Instagram, Blue Sky, and all of the other places. If everybody wants to just sort of do a quick shout out to your handles, I can be found at Spectral House wherever fine internets are sold. Why don't we just go quickly round robin through everybody and send them on our way?
Okay. Hi, I'm Nihara Nichelle. You can find me in all the socials except for X, except for that one. Everything else, I'm silly, I'm happy, I'm joyous, and goofy, and geeky. I'm happy to play.
Hello, I didn't see you come in. My name is Apollo. You can find me on the internet at Tyler Apollo. I do voiceover, I do RPGs. I'm a silly little guy on the internet. Thank you so much for having me. This has been great fun. Good night.
I'll go next. Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Kordell. I've been Morgan and now I guess Baba Yaga. Hell yeah. You can find me across the internet at Rachel Kordell. I'm going to use this moment to give a shout out to my own actual play podcast, RP Jesters, which featured another Stillfleet game, Dance Macabre, in an earlier iteration, which you guys should definitely check out. Additionally, I'd like to direct everyone's attention to on Instagram. I have a film that's starting. It's called Side Quest. If you look up Side Quest short film, it is a very early Instagram account in which we will be updating everyone on the film that we are going to be producing. It is a TTRPG story, which I'm very excited about. I'm producing and acting in it. So anyone who wants to support the film, definitely check us out. Side Quest short film on Instagram. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. That is so awesome.
Let's please all follow Nihara, Apollo, and Rachel, and support SideQuest. The first we're hearing about it on this show, so thank you so much.
New drop right now, actually.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for checking out the Sometimes Kingdom. I'm happy to play with y'all anytime. Really, it's been a delight, and it's always like, oh man, I wish we had all the hours to do all the things, but we really appreciate your time, especially Apollo. I know it's late where you are, so we're going to let everybody go. But yeah, Ethan, thanks for GMing. And yeah, if you're interested in SK, check out stillfleet.com. We will see you around. Bye-bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Ending the stream.